Life's a ride, so let's make it count. Cherish every moment, that's what it's about. Tune in, together we're building our groove. Every beat, every laugh, we're ready to move. A little laughter, some love, we're soaring high. Every single episode reaching for the sky. News on the airwaves, spreading good vibes. Friends together, watch how our spirits rise. Kick back, unwind, leave the troubles behind. This podcast is gold, the treasure you'll find. With every word, we'll light up your day. Join the conversation, let's laugh all the way. A little laughter, some love, we're soaring high. Every single episode reaching for the sky. News on the airwaves, spreading good vibes. Friends together, watch how our spirits rise. Kick back, unwind, leave your troubles behind. This podcast is gold, a treasure you'll find.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And hello.
Hello.
Wow. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I am super lucky. The bear, Mama Bear, is choking here with us. I'm wonderful to have her here.
Yes, I am. Be right back.
You okay? Jeez. Sorry. Welcome, Doodle. Good morning.
Good morning. Mornin.
How are you?
Good. I've got that weird voice thing going. Like, you know how the weather changing? Like when it starts to change and your voice just gets kind of icky at times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm back.
And of course, the bear. Are you all right?
Yes, I had like a tickle, like a dry tickle in my throat.
Uh-oh. So, Doodle feels like you might be getting sick. You're getting something too? Come on now, guys.
No. I don't get sick.
It's just the weather.
Everybody else at my house gets sick. I don't.
The weather. Weather.
Yeah.
Caca.
They're all wusses.
It's poo-poo weather.
Yeah. I'm liking it. I'm loving the cooler weather.
Yeah, me too. 100%. I am grateful for it because I am way tired of 95-degree weather with 85% humidity. I'm just sick of it.
Yeah.
Sick of the humidity. And speaking of weather, when does hunting season kick off for you, Doodle?
So I think it's the third week in November.
Really? Even do you do just gun or do you do any of the others?
I usually do archery, black powder, and rifle, but this year, not so much. It'll just be rifle this year.
Just rifle. Yeah, I got a couple of friends that headed out already to do the bow season, as they call it. Archery, whatever. I don't know if I haven't heard any exciting phone calls or gotten any pictures of any big old bucks yet. So I think didn't you get one last year on your first day? You
Yeah.
called me your good luck charm or something like that.
9 point. Yep. And he was so old, like he only had a few teeth left, and they were loose.
Aw.
Yeah. I was like, oh, poor guy.
At least you put him out of his misery.
Exactly.
Right.
Do him a favor.
He was out
That makes
chasing.
me feel
He was
better.
looking for a girl, and he found one.
There you go.
Absolutely. Good morning, everybody over here to the right of us. I hope you guys are having a great Monday morning. It is October 14th, 2024. It's halfway over already. Wow.
Ugh.
And we'll be in November. Thanksgiving month. My 50th birthday month. I still
My
can't believe it.
49th birthday month.
Oh, right. That's right. Mama Bear's birthday is in the same month as mine. Junie's birthday is 5 days before mine. She'll be 8. God, my God. Where are these kids going? Growing up way too fast for me. Way too fast for me. So, who do we have with us this morning? Joining us to start their day off the best way they can. Looks like, of course, Doodlebug's here sitting next to me. Squishy Bum, welcome. Good to have you here. Arctic Fox, good morning, brother. Good to see you. Grits and Eggs. Sounds like a meal to me. Sounds awesome. Good to see you. Brutally Honest, welcome back to you. Walt Harris is actually on time today. Good to go, Walt. Dago here. Miss Molly, good golly almighty. What the hell are you doing up this early? Good to see you this morning. Thank you for joining us. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to all our Canadian folk in chat. I hope you're enjoying your Canadian. I hope you enjoyed your Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. Sorry. Lord. Glitter Mouse in the house. Welcome and hello to you. Starting to smell good. Welcome back, my police officer friend. It's wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing well, sir, and being safe out there. We appreciate your service very much. Drama Destroyer. Welcome to you. Great to see you today. Nacho, what's happening? But Ryan's back. Hello. Or he was here. Said he'd be back. Good to see you, Brian. I hope you're feeling good. Country Cooter's in the house. Hey. I'm telling you, all these names come from Doodle's side. It's hilarious. I love it. Sagan D's Nuts. Another one. Welcome to you. Great to see you today. Jolly Molly. Another one. Welcome to you. SRBBBBBBBBBBBBBBB. Thank you for joining us today. BBBB. Let me see. Miss Cassie is teaching today. Sounds so funny to say that. Newman, 25 TC's in the house. Welcome back to you. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Teresa S., welcome back. Great to see you. Leslie and Billy, welcome, and happiest Monday to you as well. Hope you guys are having a great start to your week. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Best you could make it. I did not have a great yesterday, but football is starting to suck for me. Sorry, but it is. I know Mama Bear has no care for sports whatsoever, and I'm pretty sure Doodle doesn't either. So, Brandy B, the OG in the house. Good to see you this morning, dear. Good to have you. This name, I can't get over this name. I love it. It's so funny. And this looks like another officer here wearing a yep. Craven Crimes. Welcome to you. Great to see you. Good to have you here. Drown out the drama and Drama Destroyer both. Welcome to you. Great to see you. If I didn't say it already. T-Rev the Deer. Oh, Walt. Jesus. Walt definitely is not a T-Rev fan, folks, if you haven't noticed. T 2014's in the house. Congrats and welcome to you for joining us today. Why did you wake up at 5, Molly? What the hell? Oh, probably help Jerry go off to work. Do. JCN, good morning to you. How are ya? Thank you for joining us this morning. 37 peeps in here, 14 likes, guys. Let's try to catch it up. Oh, I get to say it again. Good morning and welcome to Steph. Not that Steph. Don't side eye me, Blankenship. Sorry. Welcome and wonderful to have you here, Steph. Always a pleasure. Terry Martin, good morning. Great to have you here today. Finishing music. Molly has become a music producer. Interesting. Dago, I got the laundry going. Thank you, Walt. Walt always tells me the most interesting pieces of information. I appreciate it so very much. Fred Dorfma. Good morning. I love these names kill me. I love them. Fred Dorfma. Dorfma. I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you all so much for being here. And for those of you that are just hanging out, kind of watching from the corner over there, welcome to you. Thank you so very much for joining us as well. We appreciate you so very much. And please, if you will, hit that like button as you come through the door. Appreciate that. And share this out. Yeah, here's what I'm going to do, guys. Because it starts earlier than I thought it started, and I'm not in here early enough to do that. So what we're going to do, I've seen that, Arctic. Thank you, brother. Is we're going to do the morning show. When the morning show is over, we're going to jump in and we're going to cover Sarah. That way we can get the start of the trial and go through it day by day. I thought does that sound like that would work, ladies?
Sarah Boone?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
Because most of us were watching Leilani's day one trial this morning.
Or not Sarah, Leilani. That's what I meant. Okay. Leilani.
I was like,
sorry.
Oh.
Yes, Leilani. We're going to be I seen it in chat. Somebody said Sarah. Yes, we're doing Sarah. Sarah's doing jury selection today. That's why there's nothing. But as soon as we're done with the morning show, I'm going to end it, go potty like a big boy, and come back in, and we're going to cover Quentin's trial. So that way I can start it from the beginning. We can watch it from the beginning and go through it day by day. And that's how I'm going to do it every day, if that will work for everybody.
Sure.
Doodle, does that sound like a plan or no?
Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
Sure. You guys are very convincing. Sure. Whatever, Dago. I don't care. Do what you're going to do. I'm kidding. Yes, we'll go back, though. I want to watch it from the very beginning. I didn't realize it was going to start as early as it did. And I just don't think it would be a good idea to follow it during the morning show because it's just one segment. Do you know what I'm saying? And it would be nonstop. So I just want to do one whole thing by itself, separate of just the Leilani thing. So we will follow it because I went and checked, and I can get it after the fact. So we'll start it from the very beginning and just go through it day by day like that because we're following the whole thing as well as Sarah's. I checked Sarah's this morning, and they're doing jury selection now because that was delayed because of the hurricane, which I don't know what this means, you guys, but let's see. We got 31 people. I guess everybody's probably in here that's going to be here. So please be patient with me, guys. We will be following Leilani's trial. I just want to do it together, and I want to do it like from the beginning. So that's why we decided to do it that way. Where'd it go? Hold on one moment. And Caden's home today. I forgot today was Columbus Day.
You guys get out of school for Columbus Day?
Oh, always have, even when I was in school.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
This must be our fall break like you guys get. Welcome. Good morning, Cherokee Cherry. Good to see you today.
I mean, we're out too, but I mean, it's our fall break, so.
He does. See, we don't get fall break. He had Friday off, and he's off today. And it's always been a holiday, Columbus Day. It's a national holiday. The banks are closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have school.
Really?
Yep.
We get Columbus Day, President's Day, Martin Luther King Day. There's a couple other ones that are listed that are what you wouldn't think might be solid holidays, like national holidays like that.
Yeah, if we weren't on fall break, they would probably go Columbus Day.
Okay, gotcha.
Weird.
Arctic, I love it. Arctic's a poet, didn't know it. Check it out. He's rapping over here. Not Sarah Boone, the Looney Tune. Leilani Simon, who needs to stop whining. Bam! Break it down for me. I love you, Arctic. It's great. Yes. Those are the two trials we're going to be following throughout these next probably. I don't know. I don't think Leilani's is going to take very long, to be honest with you. That's my personal opinion. Sarah's, yeah, she'll have some kind of a delay of some sort or something that, I don't know.
Multiple delays.
Yeah, there'll be some issues or something that, I don't know. She'll have to have her hair done or something and delay it for 6 months or whatever, but I don't know. But
Lonnie's already crying crocodile tears, and it's only
Is
day
she?
one.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. She's going to. She doesn't want anything. She wanted, they heard the defense motioned everybody in Leilani's trial to have everything dismissed. The 911 calls, the interviews, all of it. They tried to get rid of it. Are you serious?
Right?
Hell no. Hell no. This shows what type of unhuman person that this thing is, in my opinion. Well, just to show you guys, right out of the gate, they're tracking some form of a storm down in the Caribbean already. And I'm thinking, please not again. Now, you see where it's circled here. We got Jamaica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia. All this area down through here is where they're tracking this at. But all I'm saying is they start everywhere. Every one of these storms starts somewhere. Okay. And that's why I got the alert for this. So we'll see. I'm going to play a little bit of this. I'm not going to play too much because I don't want to ruin everybody's day. Just to give an update as to what this is, just in case. I don't think that it's going to do anything, but I shouldn't be thinking, I should say, because every time I think about something, I'm wrong. We shall see. We shall see. So let's check this out real quick.
All on track, right? Everything on track. Watching this area here that has flared up. Thank you for the comments. I've been watching some of the rain, San Andres, Providencia, parts of Belize yesterday, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. This is an area that may develop some, and then it will increase our chance of rain for us in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. Bahamas, some rain now. Now for the Bahamas, northern and eastern Caribbean, I'm watching this second area. I want to show you this. There's a higher likelihood this does develop. There's not a lot with it now, right? There's a little spin out there, but not a lot now in the short term. But this is the spot that is going to continue to move to the west. Now, the end game on this, I'm still not certain because I need to see it kind of develop first. But over the next few days, I'll be able to fine tune where this area is going to go with plenty of time. So if it impacts us in parts of the islands over toward the Bahamas, I'll give you well advanced kind of notice on exactly what's going to happen. But here it is. Here we are in Barbados, Dominica, Trinidad, Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla, Puerto Rico, Haiti, and the DR. And you see this spot here. But look at this orange shading here. A lot of dry air. So in the short term.
Good morning, Jelly Bean. Thank you for joining us. Miss Terry said, no Dago. What does that mean?
That's what I was wondering.
I don't know.
She means the holidays. No Dago Day, like President's Day.
Oh, gotcha.
I am nowhere near that important, Miss Terry. I can promise you that. I get one day a year, and it's the day I don't even want. It's my birthday. So, no. Sorry, no holiday. But welcome, Jilly. Great to have you. Thank you for joining us this morning. I appreciate you all. 31 of you that are here, I appreciate you much. Guys, please make sure to hit the like button. Share this out to anybody you think would want to join us this morning. Me and these two awesomely lovely ladies that are with me, at least let them know that they're here. They'll come to see them. That would be awesome. Yes.
Term, as this rolls into that, it's not going to develop today and tomorrow. But once this gets through the dry air and closer to us in the Caribbean, that's when it could start to develop. So this is the spot I want to track first, and then I'll swing back here. So kind of one at a time. You get a look at this area here as this moves its way generally to the west. The European model eventually has this becoming a tropical storm near the northern Caribbean. The American model does the same thing. Canadian model sees an area of rain, kind of a lot in the way of rain, but not quite development. The Icon model also has this becoming a tropical storm. So higher likelihood it becomes a tropical storm, potentially a hurricane, but that's kind of still a wait and see on that. So watching this spot, I do believe it will eventually develop. Once we get past the next day or two, once it gets on the other side of that dry air. Now, all these squiggly lines coming at us, a map like this is always a little bit scary when you see these lines coming at us, but this doesn't tell the whole story. But it does tell us that this area is going to move to the west and west-northwest. It will be close to us in Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda Friday into Saturday, and then very close by U.S., British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Turks and Caicos, and the Bahamas. But what is it at that point? That's still a question. Is it just a big area of rain like the Canadian model, or is it developing into a tropical storm and then a hurricane? I need about a day or so to fine tune that. I want to see what's left of it as it gets through that dry air. Then I'll know what will happen and exactly where it will go. And I will let you know everything I'm seeing with that. Now, those squiggly lines out in time, this is showing the strength of this area, their potential strength. This is a day out, 2 days out, 3 days out. You see 3 days out, once it gets past that dry air I was just talking about on this chart, it does start to strengthen. Most of the models bring this to tropical storm strength. So there's a high likelihood that this area does eventually become a tropical storm, maybe a hurricane down the road. So knowing that it will strengthen, the key for me will be is to kind of see exactly where it is going to go. And we'll touch upon that in a moment. Now, looking at all of the conditions, I mentioned the dry air to start, but down the road, this area is going to work into an area that has more moisture above our heads and those water temperatures warmer, 30 to 31 degrees Celsius than here, 86 to 88 degrees Fahrenheit. So more moisture above our heads, warm water temperatures. That's why I do believe it is going to develop. This spot back here to touch on this as well. Lots of rain in the Western Caribbean. Very warm water temperatures there too. It's been a little bit cooler in the Gulf of Mexico, especially in the wake of Milton, but these are spots that are developing near the Caribbean, where the water is warm. So that is a concern. Now, what I'm going to do here, I know I'm going to block this a little bit. I want to start with that one, but watching this area here, I'm going to zoom down into the Caribbean. So for us in Central America, back in the Western Caribbean, Jamaica, I'm going to zoom down in a moment on this, but just kind of highlighting this area now. And you see how it's not a whole lot going out in time. You can keep an eye, depending on where you live, on a spot on the map on where you are. This is by the time we get into Wednesday. So see here on Wednesday, still the rain here, according to the American model. And then you see this area here starting to flare up. So a couple days from now, right? It gets on the other side of that dry air. So unfortunately, conditions are more conducive. This time of year, though, a lot of fronts across the U.S. Oftentimes that blocks things from coming into the U.S., but it will be the timing of those fronts that will be critical down the road. Now, as we work our way into Thursday, watching us in the northeastern Caribbean, I showed you those squiggly lines showing that this area will get close to us in the northeastern Caribbean. I'll be watching out for just how close it's going to get. And all of this moisture here, whether or not it does develop, this is mainly going to be swinging underneath these fronts, generally back toward the west. So as we look at the pattern here, let's get into later this week. This is Friday. At the least, we should see increased rain in parts of the northern and northeastern Caribbean. If you're in Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, U.S., British Virgin Islands, Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla, St. Martin, down through, say, St. Kitts and Nevis, we're watching this area very carefully. Here are the fronts of the north. Here's this area here. The American model still does want to develop this. We'll cover that more in a moment. But then you see here, the American model.
Good morning, Miss Alicia. Good to see you today. Thank you for joining us.
Tries to make this some sort of compact or smaller tropical storm, potentially a hurricane. These fronts here trying to protect the U.S., but watching the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and again, Hispaniola back through Puerto Rico. By the time we get into the weekend, there could be a named system very nearby. Now, of course, that's alarming. Let's wait and see. Give me another day. And tomorrow, I'll let you know if we need to go into monitor mode, if we need to do some kind of more stuff. But give me one day just to kind of fine tune this further. There's going to be a front nearby here. And a lot of times this all kind of gets tied together. You see by Sunday, looks like just a whole lot of rain around. This may kind of get tied into the front and move away, or it misses the front and just continues to work its way off to the west. This is 6-7 days from now. So I just need at least another day to kind of fine tune that track. And then I'll get into things very specifically for you. Do this channel for safety, so I'll be able to give you a heads up. And hopefully this thing just misses or doesn't develop a lot. Now, here's the European model. Watching this area here.
Okay, so we don't need to know about the European model, but there's a very small possibility that this could develop into something, and it could go right back up there towards that poor state of Florida.
Yeah.
That has been through so much hell already.
Is it just me, or does anybody else think when they say Turks and Kinkos that should be a store name and not a
Y-
island or country?
Yeah, yeah. Turks and Caicos definitely
Cute,
sounds
actually.
like. So
Every
what
time I
you
hear
got?
that, I think it's a store instead of.
You go in and get your Thanksgiving dinner and copies of your favorite paperwork that you need done at the same time. Yeah. Turks and Kinkos, folks. Come on in. We're having a sale today.
I mean, come on, it's got a good ring to it.
Buy one, get one free. Buy a turkey, you get 55 copies for 35 cents. How about that?
Well,
Just
sign me
saying.
up.
Just saying. So there's that. Real quick though, Miss Mama Bear, how are you this morning? I didn't get to ask you, and how is your day going so far?
I am good, and so far so good.
You sound refreshed. You know what's the best part of today?
I'm
You're
here.
not working. That's the best part of today. And my poor wife, she woke up this morning. She's like, I'm on vacation. And her back started to feel better last night. She was doing good, right?
Oh, good. No. Oh.
It started all over again. She did find something that works, though. She's taken Tylenol arthritis. I think her 650 milligrams.
Yeah.
It actually helped her yesterday. We'll see about today because she's got plans. My wife is, as you well know, she's a list maker. When she
Yes.
goes on vacation, she wants to do things at home. Basically, like she's putting
Right.
together this. My daughter and her and the kids, they every year put together a Halloween party. They're doing that now. We have like our friends come over and the family members. Everybody dresses up. People bring food, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
So that's being planned. She wants to be able to do that. We're closing the pool down today. Finally, we're a little late, but we're doing that and tarping it and all that fun stuff and getting rid of that. And she wants to do that stuff, and she's been doing all these Halloween crafts that
Right.
she's put together some really cool stuff that I'll be able to show you guys here eventually. But with her back hurting, she's like kind of angry because she don't get to do the things she wants to do. So we will
Right.
see. Exotic prayer, welcome to you. Hopefully, just keep your fingers crossed that that
Yeah.
stuff kicks in and she'll be okay. She was kind of irritated. She's like, I'll be damned every time. Every time I'm off, I'm trying to do stuff and I can't because I'm in pain, but I'll bet you it goes away by the time I go back to work and so on and so forth. And I said, yeah, that's the way it usually works.
Yep. Unfortunately.
So that there is in the works, folks. Hopefully, like I said, this will all dissipate and it won't be anything else other than what it is down in that area and it'll just blow itself out. Maybe we don't need another storm. We do not need another storm. Florida don't need another storm. Nobody needs another storm. So hopefully nothing happens. That's all I can say. But I thought I'd show you just because. Let's see here. Thank you, Molly.
Exotic said, "My area got new weather guy, soft spoken like Barry Manilow. I want Led Zeppelin telling me there's a tornado coming."
That's crazy. I could just see that. A whole lot of wind. Yes. Yes, yes. Who said that?
Okay, guys, there's a
Prairie.
tornado coming, and
Yes, that's you got to have some kind of energy when you're
yeah.
talking about it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What did Arctic say? We have a scale of how destructive our weather is going to be based off of how far up the weatherman's sleeves are rolled up, right? All right, y'all, let's roll them up to the shoulders. It's coming hard and it's coming fast. Yes. Oh, well, what did you say here, sir? That seems like how it always is with pain. We go until threshold when we relax. It hits us like kind of. Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yes, it's true. And I hope she does too. I really do. She deserves to be able to enjoy her staycation. Believe me, she earns it 100%. So to start the day off, guys, thank you, Arctic. Sent me another one of these crazy stories that are going on out in the world, our world, the wonderful place that it is. Husband beat his wife to death with a hammer after she filed for divorce. I mean, this guy just looks like he'd be an asshole to be married to. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it really does.
And he's from Indiana. I
Oh,
love it.
goody. Why does everybody
Good.
pick on Indiana? Stop it.
It's Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, and
Leave us
Ohio.
alone.
Yes, yes. Indiana man admitted to setting fire to SUV with body of wife inside. According to police, an Indiana man is charged with murder after allegedly beating his wife to death with a hammer and then trying to disguise the incident as a disappearance and a car crash. Daniel Keith Flaherty, 42, appeared in Gibson Superior Court on Monday where he entered a not guilty plea. You know you did it, bro. Come on now. Flaherty was arrested Friday, a day after he reported his wife, Kayla Flaherty, 36, was missing. 42-year-old initially told police Flaherty left the couple's home in the town of Patoka on October 3, to head to her mother's house. Where is Patoka, Mama Bear?
That's a new one on me. Let me see.
Well, that's hopefully it's not close to you then. I saw it, Molly. Thank you, hon. And here we go with this. Not today. You're not going to get me today. Sorry.
Patoka, Indiana. Where the hell? That's right.
Got to be frustrated. He looks like he's so constipated that he still hasn't shit out 2023's Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, he does have that look, Arctic.
Yeah, it's not near me. We'll go with that. It looks like it's way, way down south, like almost in the corner of yeah, it's almost on the Indiana-Illinois border.
Okay. Well, as long as it's not close to you, that's what you're.
Yeah.
And then the crazy stuff is next to you. That's good.
It's a little north of Evansville.
Right. So, Kayla's mother told police that her daughter did not show up that Thursday morning, and police found no evidence along the route Flaherty suggested his wife took that she had actually made the journey. Kayla also did not appear for a Thursday shift at the hospital where she worked. Flaherty later told police that before his wife left, they were having a discussion about their relationship. So what they actually means is that they were having an argument, a fight, and she was probably going to leave him because he's an asshole, and he decided that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. And that's such a pretty lady. It's so sad people do these things. And then we have Captain Asshole right here.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the 42-year-old told investigators he struck his wife multiple times with a hammer in their living room on Thursday morning, per the court documents. Kayla Flaherty's body was discovered near the Wabash River the following day. Same day police found the body, they learned that Kayla had fled for divorce, like I said, from a Daniel Flaherty. God, what a piece of garbage. Just deal with it, dude. She didn't want you no more. Move on. Daniel Flaherty admitted that he rigged the vehicle to drive into the Wabash River and set fire to the... What the hell? How stupid can you be? You're going to light something on fire and then drive it into the water? That's going to work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. With the body, the documents continued that Flaherty further identified the location of the site via map and pointed out a location in the far southwest Knox County, Indiana. Police said a search of the vehicle revealed Kayla's cell phone and identifying documents. In a statement, Sheriff Bruce Vanovan praised local and state police who worked nearly around the clock to bring Mr. Flaherty to justice. Status hearing in the case is scheduled for October 16th. Yeah, this dude just looks like a piece of garbage. I'm sorry. He really does.
He looks creepy. He's got that look like, yeah, I did it, and...
Exactly. Brutally agreed. Some people are just pretty stupid. I gotta say. Mom, is Mom in here?
I
Arctic,
don't think so.
Arctic said, Morning. Oh, faithful mom.
Faithful
Good
mom,
morning,
Cheryl.
Miss Cheryl. Good to see you this morning. Thank you for joining us. On another note, let's see here real quick.
Well, how many notes do you have?
I got. You really want to know the answer to that?
No.
Let's see. So, Miss Molly dropped this. As we were talking about the weather, this is the milestone weather forecasting stone. I
Huh?
guess when it, I guess the stone when it's in these different separate conditions. If it's wet, it's raining. Duh. If it's dry, it's not raining. If there's a shadow in the ground, it's sunny. If it's white on top, it's snowing. Can't see the stone, it's foggy. Swinging the stone, it's windy. If the stone's jumping up and down, there's an earthquake, and if the stone is gone, tornado.
Wow. We got some smart people wherever
I
that's at.
mean, yeah, that was put together by some very smart people. I appreciate your good Lord have mercy, Molly. Where did you find this?
It's probably in Idaho.
Yeah, yes. All the fun stuff happens in Idaho. Thank you, Molly. That was cute. And yeah, they need to make something like that for the Browns, Walt. I don't want to talk about the Browns today. Sick of
Uh-oh.
the Browns. Sick of the Browns. Sick of the Browns. We're back to this crap again. Past 5 or 6 years. Oh, hold on. Ladies, could you hold the phone for me for one moment while I grab something real quick, and I'll be right back with you, and we'll move on to
Okay.
the next one. Thank you. Take over. Do what you got to.
Thank you, brutally.
Oklahoma. That makes sense too, Molly. Huh?
She probably sent him a cat video.
Oh, I was like, what? You play me next? Oh my God. I think all weather lately has been bipolar, brutally. Oh, I see, Molly. I see. So that's what, let me see if I remember. Steelers. I think that's our favorite team.
I just can't get into it. I've tried. I just can't. Nothing about that interests me. I don't know
Yeah,
why. I try.
I did. I liked football way back in the day to a point, but I'm just like, okay, I'm over it. Because at some point, it always seemed like the Colts and um, New England were always in the Super Bowl. I was like, this is boring if it's going to be, but that's been a while ago. So I could see you getting into it, Molly, sitting there in your chair, throwing stuff at the TV, cussing, ranting, raving, screaming. Yeah, I could see that. Nope, I didn't. Maybe somebody else did, Alicia. LOL. Huh. And you can, most days you can barely move, so I bet that probably frustrates you even more. Like, damn it, if I could get up faster, I'd throw this TV. I could just see Molly grabbing a TV and throwing it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Just a cursing.
Oh, that sucks for that player, Alicia. Wow, career. Yikes.
Oh my
I
God,
broke
Molly.
4
Wow.
TVs, a few chairs, 2 windows, a couple phones. I got show up and lost it.
Dang, you don't just get mad, you get mad.
Right? Some serious
No wonder she
sports.
has back problems throwing TVs.
Right?
Walt. I had virtual fat camp last week. Oh my. What is that, Walt?
I was going to say, what is virtual fat camp?
Because I promise you, if it's virtual, it's not going to work for me.
Virtual fat camp. Huh.
All right, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry. All right. What was you guys talking about? I could hear it.
Oh,
Virtual fat
Molly and her sports anger issues. Because I guess your team plays Pittsburgh next.
Yep.
And
Unfortunately.
I said I could just see how angry she would get with sports and breaking TVs and things. And she said, yep. She said, I have broke 4 TVs, a few chairs, 2 windows, a couple phones, had the cops show up and lost 10K. I'm like, now that's some serious sports anger.
I don't even get that bad. That's crazy. And she's been known to cry. That's not surprising, is it?
Right? No.
Come on now. No, that's probably the game we will win this year is when we play the Squealers. I can see that one, but the rest of these games we're losing. Sadly, it's not good.
Yeah,
At all.
I was saying I used to watch sports way back in the day, but it just at some point it just seemed like it was always the Colts and New England Patriots that always ended up in the Super Bowl, and I was like, this is boring if it's going to be the same teams every year.
Yes.
But that's been a while ago, so I don't know if either one of them even go to the Super Bowl anymore. So
100%. I do agree. So hold on here. That's why I can't stand. That's why I can't stand the Patriots. Talk about overkill.
mhm.
Well, for you, I hope you win. I hope I win too. Especially against that dirty team. They play dirty. Always. So, Texarkana. 3 juveniles are in custody, guys, after a group of juvenile patients allegedly took over a section of a hospital in Texarkana.
What?
The Texarkana, Arkansas Police Department, right, received a 911 call Sunday, October 13th. That was yesterday at 9:30 a.m. Why did I say that? I don't know. Jesus. That stated unruly patients had taken over a section of the Riverview Behavioral Hospital. That makes more sense.
Yes.
On the Arkansas side of the city. So, 911 dispatchers were told patients had begun a riot after using a piece of metal to break out interior windows in a possible escape attempt. Officers arrived on the scene and learned that several staff members were trapped inside a nurse's station that had been surrounded by unruly patients. They need whooped. That's the problem.
Mhm.
Texarkana, Arkansas Police Department and area agencies coordinated a plan of action. Riot gear, less lethal equipment were used as officers entered the facilities and de-escalated the situation. The hospital staff was evacuated to a safe location, and officials determined that no major injuries were incurred by the patients, staff members, or law enforcement personnel. The 3 males, ages 15, and 17, were taken into custody. See, told you they need spanking.
Mhm.
They faced charges related to inciting a riot. They were being transported to a juvenile detention facility. Come on with these stupid calls, guys. Sorry. PAPD would like to thank the Arkansas State Police, Bowie County Sheriff's Office, Folk Police Department, Hooks Police Department, Miller County Sheriff's Office, Nash Police Department, Texas Department of Public Safety, and the Texarkana Police Department for their assistance in the incident. Now, see, as a behavioral hospital, I get it, but still,
Yeah.
like these kids, again, because there's, in my opinion, there's no fear of consequence. They ain't gonna do nothing to us. We're already here now. What are they gonna do? I think they should be treated like adults when they act like adults in some senses. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Absolutely. They won't
That's
stop. They won't learn from that.
they don't. They don't.
No, especially if they're not. I mean, I know it's called a behavioral hospital, but there are some things that behavioral needs to go to like a boys' school and not
Yeah.
like a behavioral mental hospital.
Yes. Yes. I will agree on that one. I will agree. Let me see. So, onward. These stories are just interesting stories and a little crazy. Thanks, Arctic, for sending me some of the stuff you sent me, my friend. I appreciate you very much. We do have this up real quick here. So, we know it's real close to Election Day.
Mhm.
Trump's out there. Harris is out there doing their things, trying to get their votes, so on and so forth. I thought this was kind of interesting. Hold on a minute here. I grabbed the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. Yes, yes, yes. We know your voice, Donald. Is this the one? I think this is the one. Hold on.
Hey, Elizabeth. It was just an article that was some kids in a behavioral hospital in Texarkana kind of took over the hospital or a
One
section of the
part.
hospital or something.
Yeah, it was one part of it, right? And they were disciplined, put in JJC or juvenile jail per se, and they'll be slapped on the wrist and do something else again later.
Mhm.
All right, let's check this out real quick.
With the comrade sending our missiles and airplanes, ammunition to other countries, I will make a historic investment in rebuilding the U.S. Armed Forces. I did that once before, but I have to do it again because they've depleted it, just like they've depleted the strategic oil reserves. You know, we have the strategic, in all due respect, it's not for filling up your car so that you have 4 cents a gallon less and that you vote for Crooked Joe.
Welcome,
It's
Phil.
not meant for that. It's meant for war. It's meant for tragedy. It's meant for real stuff. It's at the lowest point today in its history. We almost have nothing left. And we had it at a level that was such a beautiful thing to see. We will increase funding, but at the same time, the days of blank checks for the weapon systems over the past are over. I tell you what we will build, though. We're going to build a great iron dome over our country so that we don't have to get hit. We give it to other countries. We help Israel and other countries. And Ronald Reagan wanted it many years ago, as you know, but we didn't really have the technology then. He was right, but we didn't have the right.
What he's saying has nothing to do with what we're looking at. There was an incident that happened during this speech, is what we're looking at.
It was like a metal dome. What?
And, you know, we have other countries that have it. This country should have it. And we're going to make it right here, and we're going to make it in other of our great places. But a lot of it's going to come right
Welcome,
out of your
Nicole.
state. It's time to create the arsenal of the 21st century. We need that. That means aggressively shifting funding to keep America on the cutting edge, investing heavily in drones and robotics and artificial intelligence and hypersonic to do whatever I wanted to do. That was passed in like 1978. But Biden didn't have a right to do it because he wasn't president. And he was there for 50 years. He took stuff, and they're already starting. Of them, almost 100%, people say more than 100%, went to illegal aliens. The other, remember this, the numbers sound good because they're called bounce back jobs. We had a pandemic, people were laid off, and then as soon, and this is common for ages, when a pandemic goes, you have bounce back the businesses. And had we not done what we did with money, probably some of you.
I liked that series too, Elizabeth.
I am not doing this. Where is the link at? Come on now, get to the point here. Where is? You know what? We'll go back to it. I'll have to dig and find it. I'm not gonna make you guys watch all this. I don't want to watch it either. Anyway, moving forward, we'll go back to that segment once we get it right. Maybe it was the wrong link. Maybe that's why.
I don't want to know anything about the Iron Dome.
Right. Okay. No, this is a
Cassie's been a member for 15 months.
Murgard. Go for it, Molly, if you want to, dear. Congrats, Miss Cass. Good to see you here today. Happy Dago anniversary, 15 months. I think Ma SRB hit, was it 16 months yesterday or the day before?
Seems like it.
Yeah,
I think so. Congratulations, Cassie. And thank you for being part of this community for so long. We appreciate you very much, dear. Yep. That's what I thought. Thanks, SRB. BBB. Ermagerd. Good stuff. Good stuff. Welcome, Virginia. Good to see you. All right, this next segment is a little longer, but it's kind of worth it because this happened here, and it was a pretty wild story. I just wanted to present this to you guys and see what your thoughts are. It's kind of interesting.
Now, it's just heartbreaking.
They were very good in helping the community, and
They were a wonderful family. We felt like they were part of our family.
Picture a loving husband and wife, both with great jobs, raising 3 happy children in the serene green fields of rural Ohio. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Joy, wholesomeness, the American dream? That's probably what most people thought of when they saw the Dunham family. But they were wrong. Beneath the picture-perfect facade of middle America they represented, Jason and Melissa Dunham hid a nightmarish darkness that would shake their peaceful community to its core. This is the story of their horrific end, an end that came at the hands of the man that was supposed to protect them. This is the story of the haunting final days of the Dunham family and the brutal quintuple homicide that investigators struggle to wrap their heads around to this very day. Stay tuned while we unpack this spine-chilling tale. Melissa Dunham was the dictionary definition of a corn-fed, heartland-grown Ohio girl. Born and raised in the Buckeye, she enjoyed a healthy upbringing with loving parents that gave her everything she wanted. A talented student, Melissa went on to get her MBA from Kent State, followed by yet another master's degree in taxation from the University of Akron.
For those of you that are curious, I will be watching the trial, the Leilani Simon trial. As soon as this show ends today, we're going to take a half hour and jump right into it for those of you that are interested. And that's what we'll be doing. So it'll be early this afternoon, probably, as we jump into it, guys.
With such impressive academic credentials, she was destined for a well-paying career as an accountant, and she found a home for herself at a firm called Bober Marke Fedorovich, or BMF for short, when she was just 24 years old. She stuck with the firm for 18 years and won countless awards for her exceptional performance. Among her many accolades was a Woman of Excellence Award from the Women's Network and a 30 for the Future Award from the Greater Akron Chamber in 2019. To be clear, these awards weren't from her employer, but from outside institutions that were impressed by her skills. In June of 2023, just 2 months before her demise, the now 42-year-old Melissa was made partner at the company. There were no two ways about it.
Congrats, Arctic. Thank you for being part of this community. 6 months, bro. That's great. And happy Dago anniversary. We appreciate having you here very, very much. And thank you again, sir.
Melissa was a rising star. It seemed like she had nowhere to go but up. Her husband Jason, on the other hand, seemed like more of a mystery. We don't know much about where he grew up or how he ended up in Ohio, but it appears that he had a decent career as well. Based on reports, 46-year-old Jason worked in the sales and business development department of a company called POS Highway. While this likely earned him a solid income, his job wasn't quite as prestigious as his wife's. Could this have caused friction between them? Perhaps Jason resented his wife for earning more than him, or perhaps there were other factors that we've yet to uncover. Either way, these potential issues didn't stop Jason and Melissa from starting a beautiful family. Not long after Melissa started working at BMF, she and Jason got together and quickly hit it off. They didn't waste time before getting married, and by 2008, they became the proud parents of a daughter named Renee, who was 15 at the time of her demise. Over the next few years, they had another daughter named Amber and a son named Evan, who were 12 and 9 years old respectively when the incident occurred. The family lived in a comfortable home in Lake Township, about 15 miles away from Akron, where they became beloved members of the community. All the children were known for being sporty and outgoing, with Renee and Amber participating in the Girl Scouts and Evan joining the Boy Scouts at a young age. Melissa was heavily involved in these activities too, often encouraging the girls to sell cookies for the Girl Scouts and write thank you letters to people that bought a box. Much like their mother, the children were overachievers at school. Both Renee and Amber were part of the school band.
By the way, sorry if there's an echo, I'll fix that. This is like 20 minutes from where I live, guys. I didn't even hear about this on the news, nothing, till I found this, and I was just like, wow, what the hell? So
Wow.
that's what, yeah. And then once you hear it, you'll be like, why wasn't this on the news? I was surprised, but just saying.
With Amber showing considerable talent in cross-country events as well. But outside of their accomplishments, each child had a distinct personality. Everyone could see them becoming their true selves as they grew up. Renee, a tomboy who loved working with her hands, could often be found outside doing yard work. Her mother never had to ask her to rake the leaves. That was just something Renee enjoyed doing. As for Amber, she was about as girly as a girl could be, often showing a generous streak that made her a neighborhood darling. According to witness statements, she loved baking and would regularly make treats for her neighbors. Evan, the youngest, had recently found a passion for Legos, suggesting that he liked building things and solving puzzles. On top of that, he was apparently able to solve a Rubik's Cube in under 2 minutes, which further shows how highly intelligent he was at such a young age. The children also seemed to have a great relationship with each other, frequently playing video games together or running around outside with their 2 dogs. Each member of the family was like the piece of a puzzle that was meant to fit together, except for Jason. Jason was always a bit of a mystery, even to his neighbors. One member of the community, Rebecca Gayoker, stated that she often met with Melissa and always enjoyed her company. But despite living close by for years, she'd never met Jason even once. Of course, there were some neighbors that had interacted with the Dunham patriarch, like Edmund and Denise Gazzacco, who lived right next door. There were some signs that Jason was a decent person, at least according to the Gazzaccos. He'd help them put a basketball hoop up, and whenever they saw him with the children, it seemed like they got along fairly well. But with that said, Denise has also spoken out about how controlling Jason could be. Though she hasn't gone into detail about his behavior, there's a lot that we can guess, based on what eventually happened. One can speculate that Jason was a man with a very short temper. What he said was final, and any arguments would lead to him flying off the handle. The children seemed well adjusted despite this, and he wasn't able to hold Melissa back in her career. But the seeds of what was to come had already been planted. The odd thing is, local police hadn't received any domestic dispute reports from the Dunhams until that fateful day when they all lost their lives. Could the family have been keeping something from the community? Were either of the parents having an affair? There's also a chance that the children were causing friction, especially considering that Amber and Renee were entering a rebellious age. Whatever the case may be, something strange started happening in late August. As the summer of 2023 started to draw to a close, neighbors noticed that the children weren't coming out to play as much. Before this, they were practically always outdoors riding their bikes and playing fetch with the dogs. Though they also loved to play video games, all 3 children were known for being active, so barely a day went by that the neighbors didn't see them. They also happened to be a part of Rebecca Gyoker's morning routine, with the neighbor reporting that they always waved to her while walking to their bus stop. All of a sudden, those smiles were nowhere to be found, and their outdoor play sessions basically came to a halt. The Gazzaccos saw the children often, since they usually came over to play with their grandchildren. These visits had also stopped over the past few days, and the colorful cupcakes Amber used to bring over were curiously absent too. Where were these children all of a sudden? Did something happen that made them want to stay indoors? Based on what we know about the father, it's possible that Jason wasn't allowing them to go outside anymore. Why he'd impose such a restriction is anybody's guess, but some have theorized that he was already entering a homicidal state of mind. Tensions were rising in the Dunham household, and nobody in the area knew what was about to happen. On the 23rd of August, something extremely unusual happened. Melissa failed to show up for work. This was a woman that prided herself on her punctuality and work ethic. She never took unannounced days off, so this behavior raised some suspicion with her coworkers and superiors. They didn't make much of it, though, possibly assuming that Melissa was down with a cold. After an 18-year spotless record, they must have figured that she deserved to just take a day to herself for a change. But when Melissa didn't show up the next day as well, mental alarm bells started going off. She wasn't answering her phone, she wasn't responding to texts, and no one had any idea where she could be. With so many unanswered questions, her co-workers decided it was time to call the police. What they'd find at the Dunham residence would haunt them for the rest of their lives. At 7:30 p.m. on August 24th, police arrived at the Dunham family home on Carnation Avenue and found Jason and Melissa's cars present outside. They clearly hadn't gone anywhere, so why weren't they answering the phone? What's more, what appeared to be days' worth of mail had piled up outside their home. Packages were strewn across the lawn, letters were lying in piles, and overall it seemed like the Dunhams had been away for a while, and yet their cars were right outside. Something was wrong, and the police needed to find out what. The door was locked, so police requested the help of Edmund Gadzako to gain entry. Once they made their way inside, they were overcome by the stench of rotting flesh. As the police moved in, they eventually came across 5 bodies that were pumped full of bullets. These bodies belonged to the Dunham family, and from the looks of things, they'd been dead for at least 2 days. It took the police 2 hours to enter the home. After making the discovery, they officially declared them dead at 9:52 p.m. and started an investigation. They found no signs of broken entry, and the only weapon on the scene belonged to the Dunhams themselves. It turned out that both Melissa and Jason had concealed carry permits, so there was no chance that someone else had brought the firearm into their home. Further investigation revealed no signs of foul play, so the police were left with only one conclusion. This was a case of a domestic dispute gone wrong. Police theorized that Jason and Melissa had gotten into an argument that turned violent, and once the gun was brought out, there was no turning back. Police acknowledged that the homicides were committed with a handgun, and there was no question about who had pulled the trigger. If the testimony of the neighbors was anything to go by, Jason's temper had gotten the better of him. This meant that he'd not only gunned down his wife, but his own children as well. Following this, he turned the gun on himself and pulled the trigger. The only question was, why? What possible motive could there be for him to commit a quadruple homicide? If the Dunhams had had loud arguments in the past, the neighbors would have heard them and reported them to the police. And there's an even more curious element to this story. How did nobody hear the gunshots? In such a close-knit community, neighbors tend to know everything about each other's lives. Despite that, Jason was able to fire off multiple shots without alerting anyone in the vicinity. No silencer was found on the scene, so the only other way he could have muffled the shots was through a pillow or cushion of some sort. If this is how it happened, it implies that Jason's actions were cold, calculated, and completely intentional. He wasn't in a fit of rage, and he wasn't acting impulsively. While police haven't released any information on the number of shots fired, at least 4 must have gone off before Jason shot himself. Was this something he'd been planning for a while? That might explain how no one knew about it for days, but it doesn't explain the police's explanation that it was all just a domestic dispute. It's almost like Jason snapped out of nowhere, but the violent impulses that compelled him to act must have been swirling around for quite a while. A single homicide can be an act of passion, but 4? That requires a certain amount of cold-bloodedness, and despite seeming controlling and off-putting, Jason had simply never shown signs of being a cold-blooded killer in the past. Of course, there's no real way to know what happened. All we can do is look at the evidence and the testimony and come up with theories. Since the likely perpetrator also died on the scene, it seems like there won't be any justice for the family either. This is a mystery that refuses to be solved, because anyone that could have answered our questions lost their life that night. The death of a beloved family sparked an outpouring of sympathy from co-workers, schoolmates, and neighbors alike.
And we've been blessed to know the kids from the beginning and since they were babies till now. It's just heartbreaking.
They were very, very good in helping the community. And
They were a wonderful family. We felt like they were part of our family.
We have a very tight-knit, faith-based community. We're going to lean on that and lean on our folks to love on one another and take care of each other.
While giving an interview on the subject, Edmund Gadzako nearly broke down into tears while talking about the children. He'd seen them grown up. He'd watched the entire family come into being ever since the Dunhams moved in next door 18 years ago. At the start of the summer, they'd even played a baseball game together in their front yard, with Jason acting perfectly normal at the time. And now, in the blink of an eye, they were all gone. Sarah Martin, the chief operating officer of BMF, put out a public statement expressing how devastated the entire company was at this loss. Melissa wasn't just a co-worker to them, nor was she just an asset. She was a friend of 18 years, one who deserved to enjoy many more decades of success. Based on her accolades and her meteoric rise, she could have been running the place in a few years. Instead, most people will remember her as the mother that was inexplicably shot by her husband in her own home. When the school was informed, the news hit them just as hard. Renee was scheduled to go to an away game to perform with the school band, and she was the second loss they'd experienced in the past year. Though the previous death came about due to a surgery, the double blow shattered the children's spirits. The school district was forced to send out a crisis response team with counselors and other support workers to help the Dunham schoolmates make sense of this tragedy. There was no way to save the family. The deed was done, but the people that knew them still held a candlelight vigil in their honor. Uniontown Police Chief Michael Batchink went so far as to say that this was the most gruesome case he'd ever taken part in over his 23-year-long career. In February of 2024, a close friend of the family named Angelia Lehman brought surviving family members and other close acquaintances together to create a scholarship in the Dunham's honor. Through this scholarship, the deceased family will be able to live on and be remembered for something other than being the victims of tragic gun violence. Seniors graduating from Lake High School will now have the chance to get financial assistance for college if they honor the Dunham legacy. It was a legacy of community outreach, of being part of a team, of believing in something greater than themselves. The best way this can be summed up is through a video Melissa recorded for the Greater Akron Chamber. In the clip, she talks about how much she loves being a part of Lake Township. She talks about how the local school challenges her children and how, despite being a small community, it provides countless opportunities for people that want to live there.
It's a wonderful community to raise our children. I have ties to the community with the organizations that I work with. I love being a part of community support services and the Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio. And the school districts are amazing. They challenge my children, and it's a great place to live, thrive, and there's many opportunities in this small community.
Jason Dunham, though, isn't remembered as fondly. The bizarre actions he committed that day have left the community devastated. It'll be years before the Gadzakos, the Gyokers, and other neighbors manage to heal from the loss. What do you think of this case? Do you think this was just a domestic dispute gone wrong? Or did Jason have darker intentions that no one knew about? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more videos like this, please be sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification.
So I just couldn't believe I didn't know about this. This was literally 20 minutes down the road from me that this happened, and it was not on our local news that I ever remember seeing, and I do usually watch that in the mornings when I'm first waking up. Never heard anything about it, and it was just boom. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
It's thank you, Molly. I saw it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, guys. I mean, just out of nowhere. And there was a little piece that was connected that I read where a couple of the other neighbors, well, that interview that you saw with the neighbor, the direct neighbor, Edmund, what the hell, Gadzako, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Initially, they and another neighbor thought that somebody broke in possibly and made it look like he did this like this. But then when police looked into it, said that there was
nothing missing.
Nothing to point to that. And I'm like, wow. But this is why mental health is so important, you guys. Like,
Right. Yeah.
What makes somebody do?
Yeah. What made him snap like that?
Right.
That's
Or
scary.
it's very scary. Was it brewing or did he just like that? Because we've seen it happen, you know.
Those poor kids. I mean, I
You
just can't
gotta-
imagine anything that would make somebody do that. I just can't.
Well, how many cases have we seen where people,
But it's
you
still,
know,
ugh, I never can understand that.
it's not something that's understandable. I agree with you. There's no way. Like having a normal everyday life, day to day, you know, get up and going to work, doing your thing, having dinner with your family every day, going to baseball games, watching movies, doing this, and the next day you just snap and boom.
Right.
What?
Yeah,
It's
that's
crazy.
crazy. I mean, I could see, I don't really see, but I can kind of try to see like if someone had cancer or something like that and they upon themselves, but not their family. I mean, what?
Right. The whole entire family.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, again, yes, I could see him snapping and maybe the wife, but the kids, that's the one that's rough for me. You know, it reminds me a little bit of the true story behind the Amityville story, a little bit. That was more that was drug induced and stuff like that, but still, it's just a crazy story. And like I said, it's right down the road, and I was like, how did I not know about this? Thank you, Alicia, for that so very much. Again, guys, this is, like I said, this is why mental health is so important, and I'm still putting together this show that we're going to have about this, and then we're going to start doing it regularly. And if anybody is struggling in these types of situations, guys, please know that you have resources to reach out to. The domestic violence hotline is one. You can call 1-800-799-7233 or text START to 88788. And then, of course, the national welcome, Michael. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-TALK or 8255, or you can dial again 988. Please, guys, if you're in a situation, don't stay there. You don't have to. There's ways around this stuff. There really is. Really, really is. Michael, again, welcome. Great to see you today, sir. I love your avatar. And I hope you have a great day. So yeah, that's another story, guys, that I was just like, wow. That's just, it grabs you in a different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So onward and upward. I don't know. Thank you, Molly. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Now, let's see here. I got another story we're going to look at here real quick. You guys remember, with everything that was going on with the hurricane, people were forced to leave their homes. You know, they had to evacuate. For Milton, they evacuated Florida because it was supposed to be the storm of the century, so on and so forth, which it still was a bad storm. And so a lot of people had to go quickly to places that they had to get to. What was I going to say? Hotels. Sorry, guys. They didn't have family to go to, so on and so forth. So I had to find somewhere to go, like in a quick way, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, that was another one, real quick. That happened here locally to me, not very far, almost in the same area. Chad Dorman. Again, what is going on in people's minds these days? Like, this guy went and killed his 3 sons. And it was just sitting there on the steps smoking a cigarette when police showed up. What is going on? I gotta wonder. Is there something that's this sounds rabbit hole conspiracy like, but people make that statement. It's something's in the water. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, it's not that far off. Welcome back, bud. Good to see you.
Conspiracy time.
It's not that far off to think that anymore.
Right.
To understand I don't think that's what it is. I'm just saying.
I know. I was just thinking.
You're right, though. It's like, what is going on that people are doing these things like this, and it's just no big thing. They just happen. You know, this guy kills his entire family by shooting them. This guy here shoots his 3 sons and just sits there and waits for the police to come get him. There's a lot of mental breakdown.
I think he did that to hurt his wife.
Yeah, that's that one. Yes, I get that, but still,
crazy too.
it is. Yeah, Phil, moms drowning their children, mothers that are like Leilani Simon, things like this. People like, I don't know. People have told me it's been going on for a long time. Dago, blah 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 blah. Has it though? I know there's been crimes and like this, things like this going on, but have they been this horrific? Is the weird part of this. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it.
It's scary to think that normal people can turn like that instantly. That really creeps me out.
Uh-huh. Yep. And what is normal, Doodle? Is there a normal anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know that there is.
That's the problem. And I do agree. So yeah, guys, it's important that mental health is talked about, looked into, and given the attention it deserves these days. That's what I think a lot of the problem is, because nobody seems to get it. You know, everybody, it's affecting a lot of people in the world right now. And these are the things that come out of it, in my opinion. I know I'm talking in circles, folks. I'm just trying to figure out how to express what I'm trying to think what I'm thinking at the same time. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So like I said, everybody had to evacuate for Helene. They had to evacuate for Milton, so on and so forth. And we got a story here of a North Carolina family that was evacuating and had to go to a hotel. And this is a good point to this story too. I got to give you. It says they're surprised by the hotel price change after Helene says booking website denied their refund. This story is pretty wild. I'll say that. I wonder where Doc is. I haven't seen her in a long time. I hope she's doing all right. Draw Latina.
True.
I'd love to get her input on a story like that too.
Mom. Hello, Mom.
There is Mom. Christopher Henderson was found. Hey, what? Yay. And he's alive and his mother's in contact with him. Wow. That is
Yay.
Great.
that's amazing. Praise, yes, praise God. Thank you, Jesus. That's amazing. I seriously, at this point, was worried that this man was deceased. From the things that I saw and heard, I thought he was deceased. He's found and his mother's in contact with him. That's amazing. Thank you, Mom, so very much. So very much. And the doorman's daddy was more concerned about his, yes. Yeah, I know. That pissed me off too, Arctic. Yeah, Chad Dorman's father was more worried about his son than the fact that his grandsons were gone. What is up with that? I get that it's your son, but the grandbabies are the grandbabies. You can't help this. I'm not gonna get into that because it did piss me off too. And yes, Miss Cheryl, absolutely. Thank you very much. These are the things, you guys, that there are happy endings. There are good things that happen within these cases. I love that. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thank you for giving us the info, Mom. I appreciate that very much. Wow, that's awesome. So getting back to this, it says here that this family had booked a hotel in their time of need, but ended up paying more than they expected. Okay. I don't think this is no. Okay. Sisters Karen Metcalf and Sherry Splon, along with their families, were left without power, water, or cell service after Hurricane Helene hit their Bostic Sunshine neighborhood in western North Carolina. With Metcalf's mobility issues and Splon's daughter in a wheelchair, they were desperate to find a safe place to stay, so they left for Charlotte. We really needed to just get out, find power, water, and everything, Metcalf said, so we took off and headed for Charlotte, which was the closest available that we could find accommodations. So on the way down there, as we were driving, I was doing a search for hotels, that would be affordable for the amount of time that we needed to stay, and so I found what looked like a good deal with the Holiday Inn Express. Once they checked in, they realized they had secured their room through a third-party booking platform. Don't make this mistake, by the way, folks. This does happen. For 3 nights, included taxes, fees, and everything. So we booked it because it said $155 a night. Spawn said, I mean, okay, that I was okay with that. They ended up charging me $630 and some change and took every dollar out of my account. So if you do the math, okay, this is a mess to me. 3 nights, okay. Let's see, 155. That's she said that was fees, taxes, and everything. So that should have been about $460 some, roughly about $465, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And they charged to $630. That's like $200 over what it should have cost, based on what they told her. Okay. It didn't seem to matter that they took all the money that we would have used to continue to feed ourselves or anything like that, Metcalf added. Having to fork over $165. Okay, so I was a little off by the amount that it was over, but still, $165 more than expected for other fees. They added other fees. Spawn tried to reach customer service. She received subsequent emails from guestreservations.com and price lines suggesting multiple third parties were involved in the booking process. Cosme Ojeda, too, from the Better Business Bureau, explained, unfortunately, a URL could be misleading when it resembles a hotel's website. In fact, we do try to educate the public as much as possible to take the variety of steps necessary before handing that credit card over to avoid these types of mistakes, because we see them so often, Ojeda said. Spawn tried to resolve things directly with the booking platform. I said, well, I tell you what, just refund the money and we'll go down and book our hotel. And she said, absolutely not. You're not getting anything back. Everything is non-refundable, Spawn said. I mean, this back gate that we went through said that Holiday Inn Express truly wasn't Holiday Inn Express. Metcalf said she's worried others trying to evacuate ahead of Hurricane Helene would have had a similar problem. There are so many people displaced right now because of this storm that I just know that this has happened to other people, Metcalf said. So we really wanted to also get the word out to warn people to be aware and to watch for those backdoor traps on these websites when you're trying to book rooms. Ojeda said in the situation serves as a reminder to you to do your due diligence. I can't read today when searching for a hotel. Make sure that you're on the hotel's actual website. This is important, guys. This is another reason why I'm showing you guys this. All right, buddy. Thank you, Arctic. And check the URL. Contact the hotel directly after you've made the reservation. How did I just lose that? There it is. To make sure that what you thought it was. Ojeda said. Splon and Metcalf said they did ask the on-site hotel staff about their final cost. Splon said that their response was they couldn't do anything to reverse charges since it was booked through the third-party site. The women have since filed complaints with North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein and BBB, Better Business Bureau, on the third-party booking website. And contact Jane Morrell and follow her on Facebook. Okay, so again, please be careful, folks. This does happen, and I looked this up to see if this is a thing, and it is. I think a bunch of other people have this type of a scenario, and
I don't trust anything third party.
Well, that's the whole point. They have a tendency when you go online. I looked it up to see what would happen.
Mhm.
I looked up Holiday Inn Express, right? And it went to Holiday Inn Express, but then it goes to 3 or 4 other things. Their third-party booking, trying to get their percentage of the fee, and it's just bullshit. You have to, like, I guess, directly contact the hotel, maybe by calling. This is why I don't trust the internet with some
Does
of this
it send you to places like Expedia and Travel, whatever, and all those?
Travel Velocity and all these other things. Yes, all these things, and don't do it, folks, because they do charge fees. They overcharge, and you can't get that money back because it says it in small print that nobody's looking. When you're doing this type of a thing in this type of a scenario, it was an emergency type thing. You're not looking for that stuff. You're just hoping that what you're doing is the right thing. You're booking a hotel and you're moving on. You know what I mean? It is just a lot like Amazon. When you order things off Amazon, you're getting the distributor is charging you too sometimes. Because I have like Prime. I've always had Prime. But I started getting charged for things. This was like a year or so ago, maybe a little bit more actually, that typically I wouldn't be charged for because of Prime. And it is because the distributor doesn't participate within the Prime, whatever. And I argued with Amazon. I said, you're presenting it to me. They said it has nothing to do with us. We're sorry. And I was being charged an extra. I know it was only like $3 or something, but still, you see what I'm saying?
Is that something you could report to the Better Business Bureau?
Yes.
Not a little thing, but I mean this hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do.
That's what they did. She said that they went to the BBB and still, like, that's not good. These people are going through enough hell as it is with the hurricane mess and all that other stuff. And all they're trying to do is put a roof over their head with some water and being able to take a shower. And the money that they would have had left to eat on for those 3 days was gone. And there was no way to get it back. That's not cool, folks. That's just wrong. I'm sorry.
Especially in that situation. You're right. I mean, my goodness, they've lost everything. What else can they take?
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like, so be careful, pay attention to those little things, even if just take the extra couple minutes it takes, guys, so that you don't get robbed. Because that's what I call that. That's theft as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry.
Well, and that's like a lot of the things too, like Instacart and that the service fees that they charge is outrageous.
Oh my God,
you think you're just, paying the driver a tip and,
nope.
this and that, and a small delivery fee for, $1 or whatever it says. But then if you start looking at the taxes and the service fees, there's where they're making bank.
That's why we don't really use like DoorDash here. I used it once for Taco Bell. Okay. And I think we paid $75 and I didn't pay attention to the price on it because we were kind of in a hurry, and everybody was starving. And I looked at it, I finalized it. It was my stupidity, and then I looked down at the bank account after it was taken out. It was 7607 or something like that, and I was like, "Wait a minute, we ordered like a couple handfuls of tacos, and we paid $80 for some what?"
Right.
And I looked back and I seen all these little fees on the DoorDash thing. I said, "Nope." So actually, what I did was somebody gifted me because I live out in BFE, and somebody gifted me a DoorDash. It was a card where you can enroll into this program that they have, and it pays for it, and you get these discounts on things. They still charge you a stupid amount of money, even with the discount. It'll tell you when you order, you saved $52 on what? It's ordering food.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't use it unless we absolutely have to, which we don't use it. So the only thing we have that'll deliver here is pizza, and I hate pizza anymore. I'm so sick of pizza. It's ridiculous. So we don't. Ugh. We'll eat it every now and then, but I'm just done with it. So be careful, folks. Don't get robbed, because it's legal robbery is what this stuff is. They charge the most ridiculous fees, and it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. So, real quick, everybody, if we could take a look at this, we have an Amber Alert out for Khalil Ringgold. This is based out of Maryland, age 7, black hair, brown eyes, 5'5" and 32 pounds. Just a little guy. And Amber Alert's been issued for a missing 7-year-old boy. Khalil Rodney Ringgold was last seen Monday morning, October 14th, 2024, outside of Churchville Elementary in Churchville, Maryland, getting into a vehicle with an unknown man. The vehicle is a gray 4-door Nissan Altima with Ohio tag, JFK 3146. And at this point in the investigation, it is believed that Ringgold entered a vehicle with a man he knew. Contact the Hartford County Sheriff's Office at 410-612-1717 or call 911 with any information, please. Again, the number for Hartford County Sheriff's Office is 410-612-1717. And this little guy went missing as of was Monday morning. This morning. That was quick. Last seen Monday morning outside of the elementary school. So let's see if we can bring Khalil home, guys. This is not cool. Really is not. Maryland and Ohio. We're close to Maryland, so yeah, but they're believing that he got into the car with somebody he knew. So I don't know. But there it is again. Khalil Ringgold, 7 years old, black hair, brown eyes, height 5'5" and 32 pounds. And it looks like he's got, I guess, somewhat dreads in his hair, if you see him. I think those are dreads. I can't tell because it's a little blurry, but yeah. Let me see. I believe. Yeah, that's what that looks like. So please, if you see anything, and again, it's an Ohio tag for a gray 4-door Nissan Altima. The tag number is JFK 3146 if you happen to see anything. So people in Ohio and in Maryland, keep your eyes open, if you will, or anywhere for that matter, because he could be anywhere. We don't know. Just saying. Thank you for that, Arctic. I appreciate that very much. And guys, let's see if we can bring this little guy home. That's sad. I hate seeing things like this happen. They were quick to put the Amber Alert out, though. That's good. Since that happened this morning, that's awesome. And I'll probably put him on my community page as well. All right, moving on. Too much of this, guys. Too much. Too many kids going missing on a regular basis. It's just too much. Very disheartening. Let me see here. I think we found the... yeah, here it is. So I guess this whole thing with the rally for Trump was there was a medical emergency that went on. Here we go. Let's see here. Real
We're
quick.
very close to World War III. Very, very close. Are they okay back? Take your time, doctor. Doctor. Thank you. Is there a doctor? Doctor in the house? Yeah. Take your time, please. Don't forget, they've been here for 2 days, 3 days. These guys have been here for a long time. So take your time. Thank you very much. Great. Thank you, doctor. Let's give that incredible person a hand. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. They've been here. A lot of people have been here a long time. And I know you didn't notice it was about 100 degrees out today. It's not exactly cool up here either, but now it's pretty nice. In fact, now we could go on all night. It's starting to get very nice. We go all night. Right? Front row Joe stands up. They want to go all night, I'll tell you that. I will crush the violent.
She's standing
Okay.
behind bulletproof.
Yes, he is now. That's something else I was going to point out too, because there's been 2 attempts on assassinating him at some point. So yeah, and it's going to get worse, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to get worse. But anyway, in the midst of his speech, somebody sent me this. They were just showing that he stopped the speech to. I hear you, Goat.
Sorry.
I hear you. It's okay. It's okay. I was just saying hi back. That he stopped the rally to deal with a medical emergency. So it is what it is. At least he has the sense to do that. Let's see here. Oh no! Wait a minute. 1 second here. I guess the United States has sent in over. I think it's over 100 troops have been sent into Israel now to help with that conflict going on between Iran and Israel. As if we needed to do that. They still have all the mess going on in the Carolinas and Tennessee and Florida, and they're sending troops overseas again. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, this story too.
To say,
Governor DeSantis gave another one of his press conferences a couple of days ago. When he did, they had found a dog, you guys. This makes me so mad talking about this. They found a dog. Here it is, right here, actually. I'll just show you this.
now for you about
This makes me sick. Whoever did this needs to be, I'm not even going to say it live. This is disgusting to me. I think this is the right one. Yep, check this out.
The
poor
poor
dog
dog
that was
that was-
found tied to a fence as Hurricane Milton approached Florida.
Louis is here to tell us about the pooch, who is now safe and sound and even has a new name. Louis.
There's been so much attention on this. My DMs have been blowing up since we shared this heartbreaking video Wednesday. A bull terrier tied to a fence right off I-75 just north of Tampa as Hurricane Milton was about to make landfall. The poor pup was stuck in standing, rising flood waters. A Florida Highway Patrol trooper pulled over, went to save that scared pup, and was met with growls and barks. But thankfully, the dog realized he was in good hands and allowed the trooper to rescue him and take him to the vet, where he was given a clean bill of health. We're very happy to report the dog is now being treated at the Leon County Humane Society in Tallahassee and will eventually live with a foster family. He even has a new name. He's known as Trooper in honor of the FHP trooper who saved his life. Trooper's not up for adoption yet as he recovers from his traumatic experience. There was misinformation out there that Trooper had been returned to its owner, but that's not the case, and that is never going to happen. Hopefully, Trooper will soon
I hope not.
find her home. Nicole and Calvin, send it back to you.
A trooper is a trooper. Thank
If you can hear me, whoever did that, I hope you rot in hell. That's disgusting to me. Why would somebody, especially Spuds McKenzie? Come on now. That's Spuds
Right.
McKenzie, guys. You can't do that.
Hello, Paige.
People are
I forgot all
disgusting.
about Spuds McKenzie. I forgot all about him.
Yes, yes. Welcome, Paige. Good to see you. I just can't believe that happened. I really can't. It blows my mind. Like, there's some sick ass people out there. That poor dog
Okay.
would have drowned. We all know that. You know what I mean?
Surprised it
Unbelievable.
wasn't thicker and get out standing in that water for who
Right.
knows how long.
Well, he ended up being healthy. He was even smiling at the end.
Yep.
And I think that's awesome. I think that is awesome. I am grateful to see that he's okay. I guess all that DeSantis said was that basically the same thing I said, that whoever did it, shame on you and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, onward and upward, guys, as we do. Let's see here.
Now for you about the...
No, I just talked. You just talked to us. We don't need to hear from you again. And that one too. Let me get rid of these things here. Sorry, folks. Did you guys happen to see the whole thing? I know everybody's sick of the hurricane, but it was really wild to see Tampa. Hey, low 12. Good to see you this morning. Thank you for joining us. Afternoon. Good to see you. And I'm sick of it too. But they had video. Mom was talking about it when she was live with us the one night, that all the water had been sucked out of Tampa Bay when Milton was coming in, right? And when that happens, I guess it's like all hell breaks loose when it comes back in. And I didn't see it, but it's pretty wild. This video was sent to me about it. Thought this would be interesting to take a look at real quick.
Now, it's hard to truly understand just how strong these winds are. It may make you a little dizzy, but this video is from a drone. It's in the middle of the ocean. It paints a picture of what that looks like out there.
Yeah, this was taken as Milton moved ashore. Look at how huge the waves are in the middle of those Category 3 strength, strong winds.
Now, these strong winds can create an interesting phenomenon. This was in Tampa Bay after Hurricane Irma in 2017. The winds physically sucked the water out of the bay, creating a sort of reverse storm surge. And it appears this may be happening once again.
Reporter Brian Enton is in Tampa along the bay.
So this is Tampa Bay. Look at this. All the water has run out of the bay. Walking over here, Louise is shooting. We're along Bayshore Boulevard. Hopefully you can hear me. The water is gone. So it's been sucked out by Milton, which we suspected was going to happen. Our light's not bright enough to see how far out it goes, but I don't see any water for as far as I can see.
Now, Tampa Bay officials issued an urgent warning tonight. Do not walk into the receding water in the bay. They say the water will return through storm surge.
Doesn't that usually happen with like tsunamis? It sucks all the water out and then it comes back as like this gigantic wave. That's what I thought.
Which is a surge. And guess what people do when that happens? People go down and stand there and wait for the water to come back.
Well, I would go down there, check it out, and then be gone.
I would
wait for
stand
the
up.
water to come back.
I'd stand up on the railing and look like this. That's what I would do. Exactly what I would do.
Think responsible for air. What?
Wait, what? Exotic? What? Look what's happening. Lieutenant Dan tangled up with the guy who some think is responsible for. Huh?
Oh my.
Are you serious?
Very, very close. Are they okay back there?
Hold on. No, Don, we're done listening to you. Sorry, guys. I don't know why these videos keep popping back up here. I have to do something better than I was. Hold on a minute, guys.
Hello, Midwest.
Welcome, Midwest. Good to see you today. Mm. Where did you find that at? Exotic. I don't see it. Give me 1 second. I'm looking, guys. I'm looking. This is on the spot stuff, so. Let me see. Okay. Oh, I guess Lieutenant Dan is not being looked at as the greatest person in the world anymore because he did some couple of things he shouldn't have.
Yeah, I saw some of the
He
girls
dropped.
talking about it in Discord the other day. I don't know what all was going on.
Well, one thing is supposedly he dropped a word he shouldn't have.
Oh.
The N word with the hard R.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Mm.
I just know there was something about somebody gave him a boat and now the guy's wanting to take it back or something. I don't know exactly. Gosh dang it, Ghost. Being talkative today.
Some stuff came out about him. So what happened was they set him up with a kick. They were setting him up with a kick account that would have made him a lot of money. And they gave him a brand new boat. And then some other stuff came out. He's got a pretty yep, there it is right there. Thank you, Alicia. Fairly violent history. He's got some other things that are attached to him that I haven't been able to completely confirm it, but bad stuff. I'll just put bad stuff. Where did you put it at, Alicia? Maybe I can just pull what you have in here. I have some other stuff here, but I don't like to use other people's stuff if I don't have to use it that way. Probably in here. Hold on. One moment here. A moment, guys. I'm looking. Where is it? Hold up. Maybe I'll just go with this then. Yes, he did. He tried to set a woman on fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dan, you little Dan. What the heck?
There's a 4-letter word that's been attached to him for something that I can't find, so I don't want to say it and be wrong. Where is it? Hold on. Give me a second, everybody. How far back did you drop it, Alicia? There's some stuff. There is some stuff. I'll say that much. Something involving children. If that's what you know what I mean about the 4-letter word.
Yeah.
Which like I said, I can't confirm, so I don't want to really put a story about that out. But oh goodness, I don't see it over here. So maybe I'll just go with this. Bingo. Thank you, Miss Alicia. She's awesome, as always.
was gonna say, or I put a link in back chat. I don't know if that'll help. It might get you in the right.
Either way, we can probably use them both. Thank you, Mama Bear. And Miss Alicia, thank you so much. As always, you guys are amazing. Okay, so new internet sensation Lieutenant Dan has been arrested over a dozen times and is accused of trying to set a woman on fire. 54-year-old Joseph Malinowsk went viral for refusing to leave his boat in the Tampa area ahead of Hurricane Milton. There's an open criminal case over whether or not his boat even belongs to him. Nice. He's also been arrested for battery against law enforcement officer, drug possession, and attempted breaking and entering. In February, Malinowska reportedly got into an argument with a woman who was on a concrete bench. He approached the woman and poured gasoline on the bench where she was sitting and allegedly set it on fire. Malinowska then started pouring water on her and tried to light her on fire as well. Yeah, I felt like the guy was a little bit detached, but you know, that doesn't mean anything. But now hearing this stuff, yeah, I don't think people want to be associated with that are doing these things. So I also have this. Thank you, Alicia, again, hun, for that. Let's see what this has here for it real quick.
Hey, Jonesy Babes and Anonymous Jonesy Babes. What's up, Reddit Rebels? So,
Can you guys hear that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to give one last update about Lieutenant Dan, okay? This guy is out of control. He is out of control. He has turned his back on Terrence, and I think that's terrible because Terrence did nothing but help him, okay? He didn't do anything bad to Dan. He only tried to help him. And as soon as Check the Star came in the picture, everything went downhill. And I agree with the TikTok comments and stuff in the videos that people are saying that Check the Star, got in his ear. I believe that because Terrence was helping him. He was cool with Terrence. And all of a sudden, now you're not cool with Terrence. You're talking about he could kiss your ass and all types of stuff. What? And then the next time you see Terrence, you just want your money and that's that. And I'm so glad that Terrence was on video giving Dan the $7,000. Now, Lieutenant Dan, real name is Joseph, okay? They call him Joe. But I was so glad when he showed himself on camera giving Joe the money. And now Joe gonna say, oh, it was short $100. Well, are you sure that your new friend over there didn't take $100 from you? Like, come on. Like, nah. Some people are in certain situations because they put themselves there. And it's a reason why family don't mess with Joe. There's a reason. There's a reason why he was alone. Maybe he liked being alone. But when money is in it, look at him. He turned on the person that was helping him for another person who just there to use him to get clout. And I do hate using clout, but come on. What is Check the Star even doing there? To get views. And then all of a sudden, Joe gonna say, oh, Check the Star, I trust him with my life. What? I hope one day you don't regret those words. I hope you won't regret those words one day. You just met this man a few days ago. So how in the heck you going to trust him with your life? You just met him a few days ago. That's crazy. That's crazy. And when Terrence was on the video giving Joe the money, guess who was on the boat with Joe? Check the Star. Telling him to make sure he counted up and that he didn't like Terrence's attitude. Terrence don't have to deal with you at all, Check. He don't have to deal with you at all. He's got to deal with Dan. This is between Dan and Terrence. I think Check the Star was just trying to make trouble with Check. Check was trying to make trouble with Terrence. Sorry. I don't know. It's just a whole mess.
So is this link Mama Bear different than? Let me see. What the heck? Oh yeah, you sent. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm confused here. Anyway, so there's a lot of this stuff attached to this now. With this guy. And it's turning out to be that he's not what everybody thinks he is, per se. Are you guys still there?
Of course.
You guys are super quiet, Lord.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're okay. Is this it? Here it is. Here it is. This is what it was. Sorry. I couldn't find the right link. There was some of it was the right stuff. The rest of it wasn't. So here we go. This is the one that I was sent earlier.
On here to address the Lieutenant Dan GoFundMe situation, as I received numerous death threats and thousands of hate messages and threats to my family, friends.
Now, that's the guy responsible for Lieutenant Dan's fame. I'll get to him in a second. There is still a lot of drama circulating around Lieutenant Dan. Many people are still a little concerned about Lieutenant Dan's past history with all the mugshots that came out. But right now, the main focus still seems to be what is going on with the GoFundMe? Why is there a different name on the GoFundMe? What even is Lieutenant Dan's real name? Well, finally, we have everything cleared up.
People then fell in love with Joe after a few interviews and were begging me to make him a GoFundMe, so that is what I did. The GoFundMe was set at $2,500, and all was to get him a new boat and maybe some money for some food and a scooter for transportation. It was never supposed to get to where it is now. I mistakenly put the GoFundMe under my friend's name as a way to get the $2,500 out quick and give it to him and be done with it.
And the reason why this is all relevant is because all of a sudden you had a counter viral video pretty much calling out the fact that, look, Dan, he's not using his real name in the GoFundMe. Where's the GoFundMe money going? Watch this clip.
First off, this man has a GoFundMe with over $20,000 in it. He's not homeless, period. He lives on a boat, except for the short year that he spent in prison for beating a EMT with a violin. His GoFundMe is under a different name than the one that he's using in the Daily Press and the one that he was arrested in. So it's really hard to tell who exactly he is. But what I have found is that his Facebook page lists himself as a digital creator. That's right, a digital creator.
Now, to be fair, that content creator actually ended up getting a lot of hate. And a lot of people were like, ma'am, he's homeless. He lives on a boat. So most likely this guy doesn't have any identification. And in fact, we finally do get some clarification as to what is going on, because it looks like Dan actually doesn't have any identification.
I have done all the research and have reached out to Tampa police, who are willing to help Joe get an ID and expedite this process so we can retrieve the other $35,000 in GoFundMe. I have retrieved all the money that was sent to my friend, and I've gotten $7,000 in cash, and which will I be giving to him today.
Okay, so I did some top tier research, and it literally only took me about 5 seconds to see whether or not GoFundMe will allow you to raise funds for somebody else, or as they say, can you raise funds for someone else and designate them as the beneficiary of the fundraiser? And it looks like GoFundMe does allow you to do that. And look, that makes complete sense, because a lot of times you'll see GoFundMes of somebody super sick or they're terminally ill and they need help. So obviously they don't have access to the computer or they don't have the means to do the GoFundMe. So again, this is actually rather common, but I think this is where the gray area is. And I think this is where people, on the internet really are almost getting sick of this. We all know those clips on the internet where you have the famous YouTuber or the TikToker, or you might even have mediocre content creators who are helping homeless people. They're giving them $300. They're giving them $1,000. They're going to give them the best time of their life. We're going to get you a haircut. We're going to do this. But for anybody who knows the back end of how social media works, to include myself, you can see the numbers on those videos and be like, wow, they're making like 5 times the return on their investment. And they're helping more and more homeless people, but they're making more and more money. To be fair, though, this content creation style is sort of dying out. But again, I think a lot of us have seen this happen, and a lot of us are a little skeptical on whether or not it's ethical. However, for maybe the first time ever in internet history, well, I don't want to say the first time, this guy was actually trying to help Lieutenant Dan. And look, Lieutenant Dan is such a rebel. I don't think he cared either way. He was obviously really upset about the Aiden Ross thing because he was promised money. However, this guy was not really looking for clout. He just happened to be getting a lot of help from this TikToker, getting a lot of help from the internet. And it looks like Lieutenant Dan was actually really thankful about this.
Once I cut you off, you're done. Sorry. All right. That's it, you're done.
Okay, so Lieutenant Dan has officially entered into the internet realm where this is his job. And this clip right here was him saying the N-word with an A, not an ER. For some reason, people care about that. But the reason why I'm pointing this out is because you're going to see, in my opinion, Lieutenant Dan taken out of context. He's probably going to get taken advantage of. And a lot of people are going to use Lieutenant Dan to make money. Look, I'll be very transparent. I am also making money on Lieutenant Dan. But I think it's very important that we are ethical about what we see. This is a man who's been in and out of prison. He said, look, I used to do drugs. I have a lot of problems. I used to live in on the streets. I literally live on a boat. What do you want me to do? And I think this right here is where the internet absolutely destroys people's lives. Even though there are a lot of great intentions for people like Lieutenant Dan, this business can be rather harsh. I'm not going to say it's like Hollywood or like a cult, but again, the fact that one of the first clips we're seeing of Lieutenant Dan starting to do live streams or come out to the public is him saying the N-word, I already know off the bat things are maybe going to get a little worse for Lieutenant Dan, considering he's not that ad friendly, if you will. And that's great. I think people want a raw sense of who this man is. And look, you can't fault the guy. He literally came from prison, from the streets. He said, I've had a rough past. What do you expect? So maybe that is why Aiden Ross wants him on Kick. And I think Kick, I don't actually go on Kick if I'm being honest with you. I think Kick is a little more loose as far as what you can and can't do. So again, I think it might be a little unfortunate for Lieutenant Dan, what might be ahead of him. But at the end of the day, he's most likely going to be making a lot of money. So it doesn't look like the drama has ended with Lieutenant Dan. And it might only get worse. It might only get better. We'll see what happens.
I'm sad to see where this has all gone to. And I really hope that this can all be resolved and we can all just move on with our lives.
And look, I'll be honest with you as well. I'll be very transparent with you. I think this is a guy who just saw somebody floating around on a boat. He had one leg. He was an interesting character. And I do believe that he just wanted to make a TikTok about it, document it, and push it out to the world. I don't think there was any ill intention. I don't think he wanted Lieutenant Dan as a personal bank account to make a ton of money. Because again, he did the GoFundMe and the guy is still making content on Lieutenant Dan. Like, it's obviously working for him. That is fine. I'm doing the same thing. I think a lot of people are, because it's an interesting story. But look, it is really unfortunate. And this is what the internet does. You do something good, a lot of bad comes out of it, a lot of good comes out of it. But look, at the end of the day, I think this was all done with good intentions. And it looks like Lieutenant Dan is at least getting the help that he needs.
And again, it's the way it always happens. You know, yeah, I agree with Arctic. The Mr. Beast mode model. You do something that makes you look like a philanthropist while you make millions off the $10,000 that you gave to help with that situation. And Mr. Beast, we all know he's probably one of the richest people in America at this point because of YouTube and what he's done, which is why he gives things away to people. He did it. So, and now, you know, because of this, like Alicia said, Lieutenant Dan didn't ask for any of this. It just happened. It came upon him, and now his whole past and everything's been brought up, whatever he did wrong. And people are looking at him like, you know, it is what it is. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it, truly. I have no real true feelings on this other than welcome to YouTube. That's all I can say.
Right.
Welcome to YouTube. So onward we go. Oh, yes. Forgot about this too. 1 second here, guys. This popped up 10 hours ago. And remember we just talked about with Trump and the two assassination attempts that they had. Welcome, Crazy Limbo or Lazy Limbo. Sorry. Good to see you. Real quick, Mama Bear. I think he said he lost his leg when he was 6. Didn't he say that? You guys?
Alicia says she thought something about cancer. I wasn't sure if it was like health issues, diabetes, or if it was the drug issues he lost it, or an accident.
I'm pretty sure he said it was when he was 6 years old is when he lost it. So I don't know 100% what it is. We could look into it though.
Yeah.
Morning,
I
Bonnie.
was just curious. No big.
Right. No, I get it. This once again, kind of interesting, just to say.
Good morning, Bonnie.
Some crazies out here.
News in Riverside County, where Sheriff Chad Bianco claims that his deputies may have prevented a third assassination attempt on former President Trump. Authorities arrested a man making his way to the Trump rally in Coachella on Saturday. Allegedly, he was armed with multiple loaded guns. Now, the Riverside County Sheriff says that the man was also carrying several passports with different names and had a homemade license plate on his vehicle.
KTLA's Omar Lewis joins us from Riverside with more on that suspect and what the Department of Justice is saying.
Rick and Kareen, the Riverside County Sheriff's Department says that 49-year-old suspect was armed with multiple loaded weapons, including a shotgun, and he also allegedly had fake credentials. The sheriff here.
Yeah, 16, not 6. Thank you, Alicia. God, I told you guys I wouldn't survive without you guys. I couldn't. Thank you. I was wrong. I knew I heard something, but I heard it the wrong way. 16. That's what I was trying to think of. Sorry.
Well, you got the 6. Close enough.
Half of it. But yeah, this is interesting here, you guys.
Says he believes his deputies stopped a potential third assassination attempt against former President Trump. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco confirmed to KTLA 5 News that this is the suspect, Vim Miller, arrested while trying to enter Saturday's Trump campaign rally in the Coachella Valley.
I truly do believe that we prevented another assassination attempt.
The Riverside County Sheriff's Department says Miller was stopped at a checkpoint near Saturday's Trump rally when deputies discovered he was carrying a shotgun, a loaded handgun, and a high-capacity magazine, along with fake passports and a fake license. He also allegedly attempted to use fake VIP passes to gain access to the event.
What we do know is he showed up with multiple passports with different names, an unregistered vehicle with fake license plate, and loaded firearms. If you're asking me right now, I probably did have deputies that prevented the third assassination attempt.
Tens of thousands of Trump supporters showed up to the rally held Saturday in the blistering heat at the Calhoun Ranch just outside Coachella. While residents and permitted attendees were allowed through the security checkpoints, they were closely monitored. It was at one of those checkpoints where Miller's alleged plot was foiled before the former president arrived. He was booked into a detention center for possessing a loaded firearm and high-capacity magazine.
I need to thank that deputy for doing his job. That was the first thing that went through my mind.
The U.S. Attorney's Office released a statement reading in part the U.S. Secret Service assesses that the incident did not impact protective operations, and former President Trump was not in any danger. While no federal arrest has been made at this time, the investigation is ongoing. In July, an armed man fired at Trump during a rally in Pennsylvania, injuring the former president and killing one attendee. Just last month, another suspect was arrested in Palm Beach, Florida, with a rifle near Trump's golf club. Authorities continue their investigation into this latest incident, and the FBI is also questioning another individual linked to a potential bomb threat at Saturday's rally. And Miller has been released from jail on a $5,000 bail. His next court date is set for early next year. Reporting from Riverside, I'm Omar Lewis. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Okay, here's my thing. Okay. I don't understand the world anymore. This is the third. I'm going to say that he's right. This was probably another attempt. Anybody that's going in this direction and has all that on them, you're doing something wrong. And period. There's no two ways about it. And I told you guys when the first attempt happened, did I or did I not say we're going to see quite a few more after this because this is just what people do. They're going to take him out. I'm telling you, they want him. A lot of people want him gone.
That's what I just said when I was muted. I was like, eventually somebody's going to tag his.
Well, it was real close with the first one. Like they nicked his ear, and if he'd have turned his head that much more, he'd have been gone.
Well, I'm kind of like with Alicia and Cheryl down here. Why did they let the dude out?
That's what my next conversation was. That's why I laughed. I said, $5,000 bond. You just tried to kill a president.
Well, see, the problem is they just found him with the weapons, but they didn't catch him in the act, so they couldn't get him with the charge of crying, and that's why, I guess. But it still makes me angry because that's scary.
Okay, here's the thing. If he was on his way to do it the first time, knowing what he's going to get for doing it, if he achieves the goal, right? He knows what's going to happen to him if he doesn't take his own life. What's to say that now that he's free again, he's not going to go right back to do this again?
Right. You don't know. Yeah, that's true.
Alicia said the guy has come out and said, I'm a Trump supporter. I wouldn't hurt him. Then why with the damn arsenal, right? That doesn't make sense.
I believe you there, buddy. You got me
fake
food.
IDs, fake license plate, fake everything. No.
And anybody that believes this, guess what, guys? I model for I'm a model for L'Oreal too. Just saying.
Right.
I agree, Cheryl.
Oop, hold on. All right,
Sorry,
Mama
Bear.
No. What'd you say, Mama Bear?
Oh, I was just saying that I agreed with Cheryl.
And what did you say, Doodle?
I said, good. I'm glad because I need some makeup tips. There you go.
Oh yeah, can you tell? You
Yeah.
see, it's doing me wonders, right? I'm so beautiful. Don't hate
I thought
me.
you were
'cause
gonna
I'm
have a new
beautiful.
haircut or something today.
I didn't say today. I said it's coming.
Oh,
It's coming.
bad.
I thought he said today too. Because
I didn't-
before this live, I
Good
was like,
Lord.
oh, I wonder what he did.
It's coming. I had to have time, and I'm going to.
Cutting mine off.
No, you're
I am
not.
too.
Yes, I am.
You have hair down
While
to
I'm
the
on
floor.
vacation. Huh?
Your hair goes to the floor. What do you mean?
No, because I cut 10 inches off a while back, remember?
And it's probably back. because your hair grows like horse
Well,
hair.
it's about well, not quite the middle of my back. Well, it's braided right now, so it's shorter than. So
You could
probably
always
about the middle of my back. I want it just like maybe an inch past my shoulders.
Guys, she's got the longest hair. I started calling her Crystal Gale when we first hooked up, and I started doing this on here because it's that long. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was pretty long because I had to cut it short because I kept sitting on it when I went to the bathroom.
Cutting it short, Mama Bear, cutting it short would be, you haven't cut it short. That's short to you, taking 10 inches off, guys. That tells you. And if it's still that long, imagine how long it was. That's crazy. It's a foot, basically.
Yeah.
I understand, Mama Bear, because people don't realize how heavy hair gets.
Oh,
really.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm thinking, I know it seems odd that I would do it now when it's getting cooler instead of the opposite, but it's always up. It's always braided, twisted in a bun, something. So I'm like, I'm just going to cut it off, but it'll be long enough I can still do something with it, but short.
Hi, Barbara.
Definitely not short. Miss Barbara.
Hello, Barbara.
Good afternoon. Great to have you here. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us today,
I
ma'am.
see Leslie and Billy over on the other side.
Over on the Doodle side. Yes, guys, please, if you have not yet, run over to Doodle's side of things, like it, share it, and subscribe if you haven't. I would greatly appreciate that so very much. If you're in here and you haven't gone over there and done that, please do that. I'd appreciate that so very much.
Thank you.
I really would. It would be wonderful. This here gives a little bit of info on Ben Miller, the gentleman that says that he loves Trump and wasn't trying to hurt him. Yeah. Here we go.
Authorities arresting, then releasing a man who had 2 guns outside a Trump rally.
Now, that suspect has since denied the local county sheriff's claims that he was planning to assassinate the former president. Good Day's Robert Moses, who joined us live from Midtown with the latest on this situation and also the race for the White House. Robert, good morning.
Shawnee and Dan, good morning to you. In an interview with Fox News Digital, this suspect described himself as 100% a Trump supporter. At this point, he faces no federal charges, a little more than 3 weeks before Election Day. With 22 days to go until Election Day, both former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris descend on Pennsylvania, a battleground state that each views as a must-win. The former president will hold a town hall in Oaks, just outside Philadelphia, at 6 tonight. About an hour and a half later, the vice president campaigns on the other side of the state in Erie. On Saturday, before former President Trump held a rally in Coachella, California, the Riverside County Sheriff's Office arrested 49-year-old Vem Miller, a self-described supporter of the former president, as he tried to enter. According to Sheriff Chad Bianco, a deputy found a loaded handgun, a shotgun, and high-capacity magazine in Miller's unregistered vehicle. The deputy also discovered passports with multiple names and driver's licenses with different names.
If you're asking me right now, I probably did have deputies that prevented the 3rd assassination attempt.
But in a joint statement, the U.S. Attorney's Office, Secret Service, and FBI said the former president was, quote, not in any danger. Miller was released on just $5,000 bail. Asked if he was being overly dramatic in his assessment of the arrest, Bianco, who has been highly critical of Democratic leaders, responded this way.
If we are that politically lost, that we have lost sight of common sense and reality and reason, that we can't say that, holy crap, what did he show up with all of that stuff for and loaded guns? And I'm going to be accused of being dramatic. We have a serious, serious problem in this country.
Wow.
You see what they just did? What they just did there was they said that they had to point out that he's very democratically dramatic is what they were saying. What the hell? Like, this is a sheriff that was doing his job. So,
Great. And was happy and proud that,
he
they
should
caught
be.
the guy,
He should
and
be.
I don't
Yes.
blame him.
Yes, and listen, what he said, I have to agree with. If you pull somebody over that's headed to a presidential rally, okay, of somebody that was a former president of the United States already, that's carrying guns and a high-powered magazine and all these different passports and driver's licenses, and the vehicle has a false tag on. What do you mean? Like, what do you think it's going to be? You know what I mean? I mean, I would look at it that way too, because I don't know. I don't know. But at the same time, we don't know. We don't know what's going on with this. We don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on within the government nowadays. I really don't. So I don't know. Just saying, it does look like that's what it could have been. That's my opinion. Of course, nobody has to agree with that. I'm just saying it does look like that. If I was a law enforcement officer, of course I'm going to think, what are you doing? Oh, wait, I see what you're doing. That's how it looks. So I don't know.
Right. I bet you he has eyes on him now, no matter where he goes.
He's going to have,
Yeah.
Phil said that just right there, that now he's a moving target for Secret Service, FBI, justifiable elimination if they see this guy anywhere near where Trump is now, he'll probably be taken out. That's all I'm saying. Even if he doesn't have anything on him, I promise you they probably will do something like that. It's kind of wild. So just saying. It's a wild scenario. But I knew once the first assassination attempt happened, I told you guys, watch, there's going to be multiples after this. They're going to try to do something with this. And it's a possible third time, maybe. I don't know if that's what it was, guys, but it sure as hell does look that way. Oh, 100%, Alicia. He's definitely on somebody's list. No lie about that. No lie about that.
Exactly when that 37-year-old suspect will be back in Michigan to face those charges after being arrested during a traffic stop in Louisiana over the weekend. From what we understand, he has a court appearance there in the next couple of days, and it is unclear whether he will try to fight his extradition back to Michigan. So let's talk a little bit about the suspect currently in custody. We're talking about 37-year-old Carlos Jose Hernandez. He faces murder as well as unlawful imprisonment charges in connection to the death of a beloved Rochester Hills businessman. Now, it is believed that Hernandez and another man posed as DTE workers looking for a gas leak to try and get inside 72-year-old Hussein Murray's home on Friday morning. It is alleged that they also tied up his 72-year-old wife. She was eventually able to call 911 for help and was briefly hospitalized for her injuries. Now, the couple owned a jewelry and pawn shop in Hamtramck. It is believed that the suspects were trying to steal valuables from their home. Here is more with the Oakland County Sheriff.
We were able to ascertain that he was very much traveling to get out of state. Don't have as much information on him. He was more in the background in the video. We're still seeking people out there, people that would know who maybe this guy is, may have known his accomplices, may have known his friends. It's a reminder to people that if someone shows up on your door for any reason, if you're not expecting them and haven't yourself set an appointment, don't let them in your house.
Now, as you just heard, the Oakland County Sheriff say they are still searching for a second suspect involved in all of this. Crime Stoppers is also offering a $2,000 reward right now for information leading to that suspect's arrest. Remember, you can remain anonymous. We are live outside the Oakland County Sheriff's Office.
Now, I'm showing this for a huge reason. And yes, Alicia, this has happened in Ohio too. If somebody comes to your door claiming they're from DTE or anywhere else, and they don't look, you didn't set this appointment up, you don't know about this, don't open the door, call 911 and call the company and say, did you send somebody to my door? They say yes. Okay, here we go. If they say no, do what you got to do. That's all I'm saying. They targeted that. They know I think they knew who his family is because of the business they owned. And look at his house. I mean, come on. There's something in there that's going to be worth something. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a scary situation, though. It really is. That does go on. Same thing happened here. Like I said, they were posing as First Energy or no. When this happened, it was Time Warner Cable. They were going around giving out this free cable thing, which was actually happening. And all they had to do was wear a blue and gray vest, which is what Time Warner used to wear. Time Warner was what is Spectrum now. Used to be called Time Warner, for those of you that don't know.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, and they were wearing a vest, the guy like what this guy's wearing, and it was blue and gray, and they have a little name tag that says, "Hi, I'm Phil from Time Warner Cable." They were going around with a clipboard saying, they were trying to get customers back, is what they were doing, because their rates went through the roof and everybody said bye and went to Dish. So they were going around knocking on doors saying, well, we'll give you this plan for so much a month for this long, and then blah blah blah. Well, there was I think 5 or 6 different. They were male and female. It was male and female teams that were out there doing this that were not connected to Time Warner, and what they would do is they get you to open the door, and then they were charging you, coming in, robbing you. They killed somebody here too. Welcome, Taylor. During
Taylor.
So
Is DTE, is that like a security system? I don't
it's
know.
electric. It's electric.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we was getting a lot of solicitors, and finally I put a no soliciting thing on our door, and
Mhm.
that actually helped a lot. But there's still on a random, somebody will come to the door. Like hardly anybody comes to our house.
Right.
Anybody. And so when somebody like rings the doorbell or knocks, all of us are like peeking through the holes of the blinds.
Mhm.
Like, who is that? Why are you
I-
here? I don't know you. I'm not answering.
I don't blame you. Like, it's dangerous now, folks. It's very dangerous. So don't believe it, and make sure.
Oh, it's a gas company. Oh, okay.
I thought it was electric. DTE. I thought it was something energy. I guess I'm
Well,
wrong.
gas is energy. Sort of.
I guess. My apologies. Who said it was
It's
a gas?
Alicia did.
Oh, whatever. Always trying to prove me wrong, Alicia.
She said, at least here it is.
She's right. I'm sure she's right. I just thought it was electric for some reason. We were talking about DTE the other day, I think. They came up.
I didn't know if it was like ADT, DTE, you know.
Right. No. It makes sense. It was something energy.
Okay. Yeah, my husband's like, no, they're not coming in here. If I wanted home security system, I would
You know,
call them.
Yeah. Thank you. So be careful. Anything like that you guys see, don't fall for it. Call the company. And if they can't verify it, then they don't come. You call the police right there.
Alicia, I never knew where you were at.
California authorities arrested.
She's in Michigan.
Yeah.
She's still one of our neighbors, very close to us.
Yep.
All right, guys, moving on. Let me see here. Consumers is electric. Ours, all we have is First Energy here. That's we have First Energy, and we had what was called Dominion, but they were bought out by something starts with an E now. Edmonton Gas or something like that. I never heard of. It's weird.
Now that we have the dog and he goes bonkers whenever he hears the doorbell or somebody knocks, I don't have to worry about it because usually the delivery people throw the stuff at the door and run.
Right.
I'm like, sweet.
Yes, I
Probably
agree.
gotta put a sign on my door. It says beware of dog. Give somebody a heart attack one of these times. He sounds like he's gonna tear the damn door off.
So everybody knows the P. Diddy stuff, right? I'm not going to go deep into that, but there have been some things that have recently popped up on the news involving Edison. It used to be called Ohio Edison, which is, I think it still is. That's our electric company, Alicia, Ohio Edison, but they changed the name to Ohio Edison First Energy, and they use the First Energy name first now. So,
Cassie, that's just smart.
Yeah, I'm like that too. If they know me, they'll call me or text me and say, "Hey, I'm coming over." I'm not answering that door.
Well, I mean,
Even
I'll
my
answer.
parents and my sister do.
Detroit Energy, Edison Energy. Got you. Yeah, I'll answer the door, but I'm gonna have something in my hand when I do. I'm just saying, it is what it is at this point because of those things. That's why. Somebody tries to come and push forward into me, you're gonna back up a little bit quicker than you came forward. That's all. All right, so like I said, the Diddy stuff is getting on my nerves. It's getting on everybody's nerves. But
No, I didn't see that reference.
there's also been some new stuff that's come to the surface with some newer people related to, which I said I would think was going to happen anyway.
Wooba Gooba with the green tea.
Huh?
Yeah, sorry, Phil. I don't get the reference. My bad.
Open up the door to what? This wooba gooba with green teeth and let me. Huh? I don't get it either. No one gets it. No, I don't get it, Phil. I'm sorry. All right, let's check this out. Like I said, I promise you. I promise you, I stay away from the Diddy stuff as much as I can. But this popped up, and again, somebody sent to me, so here we are.
This historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
Is Ashton Kutcher hiding something we all missed? And why has Mila Kunis suddenly gone silent about her husband after the shocking details surrounding Diddy's criminal indictment came to light?
Ashton has been using his celebrity platform to advocate for but now you're telling me that his wife just moved out because of things that are about to unfold with the Diddy case.
Some shocking revelations may suggest a deep connection between Ashton and Diddy that no one saw coming. But did Ashton know more than he ever let on? And could Mila Kunis be playing a dangerous game of exposure that could unravel Hollywood's most disturbing secrets?
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A lot of people have been asking why Ashton Kutcher suddenly disappeared from the spotlight after Diddy's recent legal battles. Rumors of a breakup between Ashton and Mila Kunis are swirling, and their connection to Diddy is raising more than a few eyebrows. The web between Ashton Kutcher and Diddy is thick with mystery, and today we're breaking down everything we know about Ashton's involvement in Diddy's secret world. But it doesn't end there, because the FBI is now involved.
You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
What exactly does Mila Kunis know that could blow this case wide open? Could Ashton's role in Diddy's life have been more sinister than we ever imagined? It seems like everything Ashton Kutcher touches is under scrutiny these days, but what we're about to reveal may shock even his most loyal fans. Ashton has been in the spotlight for years as the charming goofball, the funny guy who made us laugh on that 70s show, and the tech-savvy entrepreneur. But recent events have shown there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. First off, many people don't realize that Ashton Kutcher and Diddy go way back. Sean Combs has gone by a million names over the years. Started out in the 90s in NYC, back when he was P. Diddy, then Puffy, then Just Love. He launched Bad Boy Records in '93, which eventually became Bad Boy Entertainment, one of the biggest names in the music biz. And he didn't just bring any old artist with him. He brought the Notorious Big, aka Christopher Wallace. That name alone was making Bad Boy Entertainment some millions a year at one point.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died.
But here's the thing. Combs wasn't just making headlines because of his music. Oh no, he was all over the place. Fashion, TV shows, you name it. And this is where things get interesting. Combs found himself rubbing elbows with another A-lister, Ashton Kutcher. Yep, that's right. Diddy and Ashton were tight.
Our relationship was really bizarre. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out, watch football together. And he came over, and I was like, I'm going for a run. He's like, oh, I'll go for a run with you.
So how did these two link up? It all started with Punk'd. You remember that prank show on MTV, right? But Combs didn't stop there. He also produced a bunch of seasons of Making the Band on MTV, where wannabe stars competed to make it big. And during all of this, Ashton and Diddy were often spotted together at events, parties, you name it. Ashton was a regular at Diddy's famous Labor Day white party back in 2010. You know those bougie events where everyone wears white and things probably get wild behind the scenes? Here's a fun tidbit. When Time magazine named Ashton one of the 100 most influential people that year, Diddy gushed over him saying, Ashton Kutcher is a sounding board for me. Like me, he's a mogul, a new media mogul, but we're like yin and yang. I'm in your face and he's all cool and suave. Cute, right? Fast forward to 2019. And Ashton's on Hot Ones, getting grilled by Sean Evans while eating spicy wings. Of course, the topic of Diddy's legendary parties came up.
Now, again, Alicia brought up Danny Masterson. It kind of... Danny Masterson was charged on some pretty serious stuff and is in prison at this point because of that stuff. And Ashton supported him. Okay? and said he knew he was innocent, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Well, guys, I mean, if you put 2 and 2 together, it doesn't equal 6. Okay. It kind of shows that there's a possibility that some of this stuff might be. I knew what you were saying, Phil. Peter Wolf. Yes. Must have got lost. I got it after what you said after a minute, but that's funny.
Hey,
Good to see
Kate.
you. Good to see you too, Kate. Welcome both you guys. Good to have you both here. So it makes you wonder, is Ashton, was he? I can't talk without that now. Ashton, there we go. Was he involved in some of the Diddy stuff? You know, Mila Kunis walking, stepping out of the picture here. Why? Same reason why Beyonce disappeared in some ways, because they think Jay-Z might be involved. I mean, there's a lot of this stuff, you guys, that's been falling out of the woodwork when this stuff started happening. And I said there's going to be other people that pop up for this, but well, who knows?
I mean, hi, CJ.
Is that CJ?
Not Kate, but yeah.
I forgot they used to do that back and forth.
Because he said squirrel. I was like, that's CJ.
Yeah, that's what
I didn't know that was Danny Masterson's sister. Wow.
Huh?
Mary Stuart Masterson was Danny Masterson's sister. I didn't know that.
Really?
Well, the name makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does. I did not. Yeah, and there's another one of these I'm going to show you that goes along with this, and then after that, I'll leave it alone for today. I promise. Because I know, like I said, it irritates me too, but it is interesting to say the least to know that these situations are going on. What's up, Mischief? Good to see you. And I'm going to have to look up Mary Stuart Masterson to see if there's a resemblance now.
I haven't watched it, but I saw Nancy Grace did a big old thing standing up for Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't watch it though. I just saw it.
Mary Stuart, isn't she the one that played in Fried Green Tomatoes?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she played that.
I'm not good at that.
Brandy, who was it Mary Stuart Masterson that played the one girl in Fried Green Tomatoes?
Hey, babe. Was it Mary Stuart Masterson that played in Fried Green Tomatoes? Do you know? Yeah.
Matt said, yeah.
Okay, then yeah, that's who I thought. So wow, that's wild. Had no idea that they were related. How could Danny Masters cheat on Bayou Phillips? Seems crazy to me. No idea. I don't know how. And Iggy, that's right, Phil. Yep, it was Iggy. That's right. It's hard to understand how any of these people do what they do because it's the money, And I liked Ashton Kutcher for a long time. I always thought he was, just awesome. But
yeah, I did too.
Who knows? I mean,
yes, I loved Ashton Kutcher. He's one of my favorite actors.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the cheating thing, I think a cheater is never satisfied anyway.
Right.
That's just what they do.
Kutcher.
Tama. Yes. Yes. I liked the TV show that both of them were on. With all you ladies love him. He could be 150 years old and you guys would still be in love with him. What the hell's his name? Sam, yeah, him.
Who?
Sam Elliott.
Oh, yeah, Sam Elliott. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Ranch. That TV show was great. I loved it. Ashton was on there with him, and
could get into that.
They've looked into that too. Masterson was on there, and he lost it. We watched the rest of it without him, and they were all in there together. So yeah, and of course the '70s show. And
okay, Mischief said they have a brother, Christopher Masterson, as well, who was in Malcolm in the Middle.
Really? Well, they kept that pretty hidden for pretty well. Then I had no idea. That's wild. Wait a minute. Who was Bayou? That was Danny said. Oh, his wife. Yeah. Got you. I don't know. Let's finish this and see what else they said though.
And let's just say Ashton had a lot of stories he couldn't tell.
Oh, okay. I've got a lot I can't tell. So, Can't tell that.
With Diddy facing charges that include everything from STFing to racketeering, people are now wondering if Ashton Kutcher knew more than he's letting on. In any case, Ashton Kutcher is definitely not the innocent party in all of this. You see, last year, Ashton and Mila found themselves knee-deep in controversy, and it's all thanks to some resurfaced clips like these. Apparently, the Kutchers faced backlash which stemmed from them backing Danny Masterson, who has already faced legal consequences due to allegations of SA.
News, Danny Masterson has just been sentenced to 30 years to life in prison and has been ordered to register as a offender. A jury convicted the actor on 2 counts of back in May.
After the Kutchers' outspoken support for the accused, Christina Ricci boldly called them out, triggering a cascade of revelations about their own history. In a stark white font against a dramatic black background, Christina shared her sentiments saying, "Unfortunately, I've known lots of awesome guys who were loved."
Yes, he did date a girl. It was on Unsolved Mysteries. He was dating a girl that had been murdered. You guys remember that?
No.
Yeah, he dated a girl who they found murdered in her apartment. It was pretty wild.
Oh,
I
Phil,
think
that's one of my favorite movies.
which one?
10 Things I Hate About You.
It's a good movie. Yeah. Did you see the new version of it? The
No.
reverse, or not that one? No. Is that? Damn it, I can't remember. But yeah, it was on Unsolved Mysteries, and he was dating this girl, and then she was found murdered.
Well, he
And he
dated
had-
Brittany Murphy, but she wasn't murdered.
Well, I don't know. Let's
Well-
not get into that today because I've already covered
Okay,
that too.
yeah. Let's.
Something's off with that situation too. But this was after him and her dated. This is some other no name, not that she was no name. She wasn't a Hollywood star. She was just somebody, just a regular person that he was dating. And they had a date, and he dropped her off from the date that night, left, and then she's found dead. It was wild. He testified in court about that. What's up, Cap? Good to see you today, brother. It was really, really wild, the situation. And then now this stuff starts to come out, and then I wonder if they're going to go back and look at that because that's wild.
Her name was Ashley Ellerin.
The girl,
It was
yeah.
in 2001
Mhm.
by Michael I don't know how to say it. Gargiulo, also known as the Hollywood Ripper.
Gugaro, I think it's pronounced Gugaro. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that happened. They kept that quiet too, at least with his name on it. But he did testify during the hearing, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And it's interesting. Just saying, it's interesting. Wait, do I have it wrong again, Alicia? Yeah, there it is. Alicia's always correcting me. Thank you, dear. He went to pick her up, and she didn't answer because she was already gone. Thank you. But it was a date. I had that part right. So, yes. That is what happened. Sorry. It's been a minute. It is sad. It is sad. I'm not saying that he did something, okay? I'm just saying
Hey, Cap.
that situation was, connected to him as well. So, sorry for all the misinformation, folks. Thank God we have Alicia here.
Well, it's not like we all read what is it?
National Enquirer.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the E in my head, but I couldn't put the rest of it.
Right. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that story because I watch Unsolved Mysteries like crazy, and it popped up and they showed him, and I went, wait, what? No way. It's okay.
Oh, you're fine, Alicia. He doesn't care. You're fine.
I'm actually grateful that you can. So I don't like putting out misinformation. So thank you. Like I said, I'm partially right. I just forget the rest of the details. So thank you for finishing it for me. Let's finish hearing what Christina had to say, because I remember when this happened too. She wasn't very happy when they backed Danny Masterson. She went nuts. Like, this ain't gonna fly. So
I think Christina Ricci is gorgeous.
agreed. I always have to. Always have to.
lovely to me who have been proven to be abusers privately. I've also had personal experience with this. Believe victims. It's not easy to come forward. It's not easy to get a conviction. In a separate slide, she continued, so sometimes people we have loved and admired do horrible things. They might not do these things to us, and we only know who they were to us. But that doesn't mean they didn't do the horrible things, and to discredit the abused is a crime. People we know as awesome guys can be predators and abusers. It's tough to accept, but we have to. If we say support victims, women, children, men, boys, then we must be able to take this stance, the note concluded. While Christina Ricci didn't drop any names, her social media posts left little to the imagination, seemingly aimed at the celebrity couple currently embroiled in a whirlwind of controversy, none other than Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. These two have been under the microscope for their unwavering support of Masterson. For context, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis wrote to the court as character references, urging Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Charlene Olmedo to offer Masterson leniency in letters dated between July and August last year, after he was convicted in May of the same year for SA. In his letter obtained by The Hollywood Reporter, Kutcher referred to his co-star as a role model with exceptional character and explained that Masterson was the reason Kutcher didn't fall into drugs. Anytime that we were to meet someone or interact with someone who was on drugs or did drugs, he made it clear that that wouldn't be a good person to be friends with, the Your Place or Mine star wrote. Kunis wrote in her letter that Masterson had been an exceptional older brother figure to her. She also touted his avoidance of drugs, which inspired her to stay away from substances. Danny's steadfastness in promoting a drug-free lifestyle has been a guiding light in my journey through the entertainment world and has helped me prioritize my well-being and focus on making responsible choices, the Friends with Benefits actress added. The married duo decided to address the brewing storm with a joint video apology that hit the internet on a sultry Saturday afternoon. In their confession, they spilled the beans about how the Mastersons family had asked them to vouch for their 25-year acquaintance. They said,
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration.
Kutcher then added, they were intended for the judge to read and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that, and we're sorry if that has taken place. Critics were quick to take to X to unleash their dismay over the lawyered apology. Journalist Yashar Ali wrote on the site, it's important to note that the letters weren't just character letters you'd write for a friend. The letters, which contained a great deal of Scientological phrasing, were intended to undermine the victims who were drugged by Danny. Another person referred to the apology as, more like, sorry public, we did not know that our letter would be read publicly. We still want to support our horrible friend in court. They are not sorry. At the same time, fans called out the irony of Kutcher's defense while running a charity that fights child SA.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
Kutcher co-founded Thorn with his ex-wife, Demi Moore. The organization partners with tech companies, NGOs, and law enforcement to fight illegal human trading of young ones in the digital age. One fan commented on this saying, I hope no one forgot Ashton Kutcher is a co-founder of Thorn. Interesting that a man who claims to advocate for SA also defended a man who is accused of such a thing. Meanwhile, after all this backlash, Christina reemerged on Sunday via Instagram stories to clarify that she wasn't referring specifically to the Kutchers, although she admitted that recent events have made her think more about this. What I wrote wasn't meant to seem so pointed, she began in the post to her 1.6 million followers. It's just something I've been thinking about generally as different individuals' wrongdoings have come to light over the past couple of years, and I too have found it difficult to reconcile the person or people I knew with the things they've done, she finished. But yes, recent events have made me think more about this. In any case, Christina's choice of words in labeling the act of people discrediting victims, in this case Ashton and Mila, as a crime has raised some eyebrows. Some fans believe that there could be more to this story, and that Christina could be hinting that these two celebrities should also be considered criminals for siding with Masterson. One fan actually commented on this, saying, she's right about this. They're very wrong for what they did, and their apology is not even enough. They should be punished too. But folks, this is where things get interesting. Apparently, fans have received word that Ashton isn't exactly as innocent as he would like us to believe. One of Danny Masterson's accusers is taking Ashton Kutcher to the woodshed after his in-court support of his old pal, and doing it by resurfacing old footage that hasn't aged well. Chrissy Bixler, who dated Danny back in the day, but who has since come forward as one of several women to claim he SA'd her, took to IG this weekend to call out Ashton. In response to the letters, Chrissy posted on Instagram, "Dear Ashton, I know the secrets your role model keeps for you, ones that would end you. Did you forget I was there? You were on speakerphone that night you called Danny on February 21st, 2001. I hear everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor," she said. The date Chrissy is referencing is the night Ashton's then-girlfriend, Ashley Ellerin, was unalived in her Hollywood Hills apartment. Ashton had called her several times that night and ended up visiting her at her home. He later testified that he spotted liquid on the ground through the window, which he thought was red wine, but it turned out to be blood. After assuming she wasn't home, Kutcher left Ashley's apartment. Michael Gargiulo, who was later dubbed the Hollywood Ripper, was eventually found guilty of Chrissy also sent a message to Mila, writing, "I pray you begin to process what you experienced as a child on that set. Your old interviews are very telling," she wrote. In addition to this, Chrissy also posted a ton of old clips that show Ashton and his wife, Mila Kunis, interacting together, as well as one of Mila and Danny that certainly feels icky. One of the clips is from when Hilary Duff appeared on Kutcher's show Punk'd. The weird part of this clip comes as he introduced the child star who was 15 at the time, Ashton said.
"She's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18.
In another clip, she posted Ashton and Mila talking about the first time they met and how they first kissed on set. These clips have caused an online frenzy, with many fans demanding for Ashton to be canceled. The people want more of these cancel Ashton Kutcher videos. He and Danny were clearly creeping on these young girls. We need more of this, one fan commented. A second fan added, "Disgusting then and disgusting now." Anyway, what's truly interesting here is Mila Kunis' sudden and suspicious silence about the whole Diddy ordeal. For weeks, rumors of a split between her and Ashton have been circulating. Sources close to the couple claim that Mila is growing uncomfortable with Ashton's ties to Diddy, especially with the FBI now reportedly investigating all of Diddy's associates. Real sound from a gossip podcast discussing Ashton and Mila's split rumors. Could Mila be cooperating with authorities behind the scenes? If so, it makes sense why she's distanced herself from Ashton. She may know something explosive that could put Ashton in serious legal jeopardy. After all, she has been by his side for years and would have had access to his private world. There are even whispers that Mila has been speaking with federal investigators, providing key information that could potentially expose Ashton's role in Diddy's criminal circle. If that's true, Ashton's world could be about to come crashing down. Anyway, Diddy has been making headlines.
And if that's true, we wouldn't be knowing about it out here on the internet, just so you guys know. Think about that. Welcome, Amy. Good to see you. Yeah, if she was talking to the feds on that, there's no way we would know about it. That's just not it. So
Headlines for weeks. Arrested, locked up, and now refusing to eat. Paranoid that he might be poisoned.
Getting reports that Diddy isn't eating while in jail, and it could be because he thinks someone's trying to poison his food.
Speculation is running wild that Sean Diddy Combs might be refusing to eat in jail, fearing he could be Epsteined, taken out and made to look like a self-harm fatality. Sources close to the situation suggest that Diddy's paranoia is through the roof, especially as his testimony could expose dirt on some of the most.
I do agree with you, Ms. Barber.
Former inmate Larry Levine has fueled the rumor mill by claiming Diddy may have stopped eating altogether because he's afraid someone might poison his food. Levine hints that Diddy's got serious secrets on people with deep pockets and high stakes, and they might want him silenced before he can take the stand.
Justin Bieber. Kevin Hart. Mark Wahlberg. Snoop. DJ Khaled.
For some, it's easy to brush off Diddy's fear as paranoia. But for others, this is just the beginning of a much larger story. The timing is what's raising suspicion. Diddy's testimony is scheduled to happen soon. And the word on the street is that his testimony could shake the foundations of the entertainment industry. His fans fear he won't survive long enough to tell his story, a fear that's intensified after the suspicious deaths of other high-profile figures who were set to testify before Diddy. To make things worse for him, the judge recently denied his bail request. This is after Diddy tried to offer a whopping $50 million, as well as putting up his and his mom's multi-million-dollar mansions in Miami as collateral. Oh, and get this, he even offered up his passport and the passports of his children, including his 1-year-old kid who's barely old enough to walk. But despite all of that, the judge wasn't having it. They said, nope, you're staying put, essentially sending a message that Diddy isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Now, the part that's really mind-blowing is the sheer amount of money Diddy tried to use to buy his way out. A $50 million bond is no joke. And the fact that the judge didn't even blink and still said no just goes to show how serious this case is. To put it in perspective, the average bail for a serious crime in California is usually around $2 million. For that, you typically only have to come up with 10%, which is $200,000. You can pay that by putting up your house or assets as collateral. But Diddy? He offered way more, an $18 million mansion. And yet, the judge still told him he's not going anywhere. That's wild. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. It really doesn't matter how much money you have or how flashy your life looks from the outside. What matters is how you got it. If you do shady stuff to get where you are, eventually it's going to catch up with you. It might take time, but one way or another, you're going to have to face the consequences of your actions. And in Diddy's case, it looks like jail time is the return on his investment. So what exactly did Diddy do that landed him in this hot water? According to the indictment, which was released right after his arrest, the charges against him date all the way back to 2008. For over a decade, Diddy managed to avoid getting caught, and that's because he wasn't operating alone. He had some very powerful people backing him up. Not only that, but he had a bunch of hotels across the country on his payroll, as well as a network of people who were responsible for making sure his victims stayed quiet. In some cases, if they weren't silent, they might have even ended up.
Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy.
It turns out that Diddy was running a full-blown criminal enterprise. This wasn't just about throwing wild parties. It was way more sinister. The enterprise was involved in forced labor, transporting people across state lines for prostitution, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and even obstructing justice. According to reports, Diddy used force, threats, and manipulation to get women to participate in these freak-off parties, which were not only disturbing, but were also recorded on video. Some of these parties lasted for days, and the victims had to be given IV fluids just to recover from all the physical and emotional damage they endured. If that wasn't already bad enough, most of Diddy's victims were flown into the U.S. and forced into these depraved acts. They didn't sign up for any of it, and Diddy and his people used all kinds of twisted tactics to control them. One of the things that came out in the investigation was that they used tons of lubricants and baby oil on these victims, both women and men, to carry out.
And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotels for the freak-offs. More than 1,000.
What'd you say?
You blipped out there for a minute. And then you came back.
Oh, okay.
I just saw a black screen, and circle. And I was like, ruh-roh, George.
Oh, okay.
But you're good now.
And bottles all together.
This raid was a huge turning point in the case. For a while, it looked like Diddy might just get away with a few lawsuits and not see the inside of a prison. But now, with all this evidence stacking up against him, it seems pretty clear that he's going to be spending a lot of time behind bars. And let's not forget that this case has brought up a lot of old allegations against Diddy, including claims from people like Cassie and Jaguar Wright, who have spoken out about him in the past. One of the most interesting people to weigh in on this situation is comedian Cat Williams. If you've been paying attention to him lately, you'll know that earlier this year, Cat basically predicted that 2024 would be the year of truth-telling, and he wasn't wrong. During an interview with Shannon Sharpe, Kat specifically called out Diddy, saying that this would be the year he'd finally be exposed for who he really is.
It's all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. All lies will be exposed.
And now, here we are. So, what's next for Diddy? Well, it's hard to say for sure. With the amount of evidence piling up and the seriousness of the charges, it seems unlikely that he's going to be walking free anytime soon. The fact that he's already offered up $50 million and his bail was still denied says a lot about how grim the situation is for him. This isn't just a slap on the wrist. Diddy is looking at spending the rest of his life in prison if he's found guilty. At the end of the day, this whole situation is a reminder that no matter how much power, money, or influence you have, you can't outrun your actions forever. Diddy might have thought he was untouchable for years, but now it looks like his past is finally catching up with him. And while there's no denying that he's had a massive impact on the music industry and built an empire, this dark side of his life is casting a long shadow over everything he's accomplished. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out in court, but one thing's for sure. This is a moment of reckoning not just for Diddy, but for everyone who was involved in his criminal enterprise. And for the victims who suffered through these horrific experiences, there's finally a sense that justice might be served. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.
And there it is. So there's a lot of people that are being looked at now with all this Diddy stuff. And I'm kind of curious. And they did bring up that whole, they brought up that whole thing with Ashton's ex-girlfriend, with, you know, and that's interesting to me because hearing what Masterson's ex said about, I know things that can end you, blah, 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 blah. And then they bring that up. It makes you wonder. Like I said, I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but after I watched how that whole thing went down on Unsolved Mysteries, I was just like, wow, that's wild. And then now this, you know what I mean? Just saying, folks, just saying. We'll never know.
I'm glad that judge isn't playing with these guys, though. That's
Yeah, I agree. He's not playing with nobody. Like, there's no bond, there's no this, there's none of that. So you gotta love it. You gotta love it. 1 second here. Hey, Noni, all the tales coming out of Hollywood definitely made me go back and give Dougie Corrado's dinner party. You're right. Isn't that the one where they all got poisoned from that? Is that the right one, Noni, or am I thinking of something else? Cat says you just gotta tell him no. I think OJ was in jail when all that stuff probably went down, to be honest with you. That's true too. Hollywood's been covering up shit since the dawn of the talkies. If movie stars with places like MGM were alive, MGM would send cleaners before calling authorities. Yeah, that stuff happened too. I still think that some of that stuff happened surrounding possibly Monroe. You never know. There's so many different things out there that could be what they could be. Just saying. Just saying. So, onward and upward. Now, folks, is the time where we put a little smile on the face. Hold on a minute, guys.
You would think all these rich people would find some other ways of happiness without this nonsense crap.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something different. I'll have to look it up then, Noni, and see what you mean. Anyway, like I said, it is now the time where we put a little smile on our face before we get out of here. Wait, what? A different day, a new catastrophe. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Phil. I hope everything works out okay. Actually, no, you didn't. That's true. And you'd expect that place would have been the place for it to happen. But very good point, Exotic. All right, guys, let's see what we got going on for today as far as a little funny, fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did that come out of her nose?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought it did. I thought it did. Thank you, Noni. Thank you.
Taser, taser, taser. Oh, holy shit.
Oh, wow.
Holy. Holy. It doesn't work out.
Okay. That's new.
Yes.
Sorry to hear that, Phil. Hope it works out.
Oh my god. Don't hurt yourself. Yo! Oh my god!
Okay.
Hey!
Oh, I love when people watch virtual reality stuff.
Oh, hell no.
What am I supposed to do? Go to stand on the edge.
Oh.
I'm Jason, and this is life.
Oh, pants ripped.
I don't know if you all caught that one. Watch this. Hey, you're at them little pants right there. And it just opened up slowly. That was hilarious.
cat.
Oh no.
Hi. There we go.
Oh, you're caught, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh. Just a chicken.
This kiwi simply stuff is just so good.
Oh, I miss go-karts.
Oh my God, Gina, please.
Yeah. Did you see that? She just sneezed on me. Let's just call it a sneeze.
Ouch.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
No! No!
Hey, can I get some water?
Sure, can you catch?
Yeah.
Gotcha, Bill.
You must
Go, go!
If you're happy and you know, clap your hands. Yay! Do you like my singing? No.
Oh my God! Did you get that? Are you okay?
Oh! Are you proud of your puzzle, Mom? You finished it. No! That's how you play 9,000 pickup.
Oh no 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 no.
Poor dog.
Wallah. Oh no! God, that's why I didn't do it. He banged his face on that hand. Oh. Oh my God! I filmed it! Oh my God!
What the hell was that?
It was a whale.
Oh no! God, that's why I didn't do it. He banged his face on that hand. Oh.
Oh yeah, several of them.
I filmed it! Oh my God!
Wow.
Get this off me, please! Go,
Mito! Mito!
Ale przecież ta kolejka jest nudna. Nie, serio? Nie.
Whoa!
That gave me a little start.
Wait, Jenny, Jenny, come back. Jenny.
You getting your ass
Let me
whooped.
move up so that I can get in and I'll show you what I'm doing. Right, so you...
Ow.
She's fallen off the stool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, I'm good.
I kept it rolling.
What in the world?
So
That was crazy.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Ow!
1, 2, 3.
Well, hi. Oh.
Get up, dude. Me up, fam. Get up, Dad. Me up, fam.
It's like, what you staring at?
2, 1.
Are you okay?
Whoa!
It's actually a really fun game to play.
Your feet! Your feet!
It's an auto worm bite, turns out.
Giant! Oh, giant!
It's a giant, so.
It's a giant! It's a giant! Baby! Oh, it's a giant! It's a giant!
Wow.
Good God.
You get a little excited, don't you?
I mean, it was a big fish, but you'd have thought he was being murdered or something. Jesus.
Hello,
know.
Daniela.
If
Welcome,
I could, I
Daniela.
probably would be very happy too.
It's a big fish.
Oh, you're so cute. Look at him looking at me. Good boy. You're a good boy. Oh.
I'm not sure that's the answer he wanted.
Go back!
There's Molly when her team loses.
Or she runs out of pen and paper.
Oh my god, look at the a-hole.
What was that?
An eel.
Oh.
It don't. It don't go down.
Robert, it goes down.
No, it don't.
It do go down.
Oh! Don't.
Please, Robert, please don't do that. Let's go, Charles.
Oh!
There's blood in my mouth.
I know. Don't take a picture of that.
Does that mean I'm a vampire?
What's on her head?
I don't know how many of these videos I've seen of people leaving the dentist, but they always end up like this after they've had gas and Novocaine. They turn into these
They do, and it's hilarious. But what the hell is on her head?
I don't know. That looked like some kind of a sour cap or some weird shit. I
Or a
don't know.
Ziploc bag or something?
I thought it
Maybe.
was saran wrap.
Maybe.
No, don't do this!
Tap him on the nose. Give him a tap.
I think that was a blender, and she turned on the blender.
Sonia, ja to zabiję. Ja to zabiję.
Get the out of here, you That thing is big.
It's quite observant.
It's just a moth, right? Or is it?
Yeah, but it's one of those mutant size that are like this big. Those things creep me
Oh.
out. I got hit in the head by one on my front porch about a month ago at night, sitting there, and I felt something touch me like this, like right here. And I happened to glance over, and it was like that big. I'm like, "What the hell is that doing out here?"
Oh,
Like,
wow.
yeah, they're monstrously huge. I don't know. They're creepy as hell.
It's a moth.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, it's some form of a moth. They're monstrous size. It reminds me of the moth you see on the cover of Silence of the Lambs. That's what it looked like too. Creepy as hell.
Let me.
Door. Get away from that door. Get away from that door, you understand?
This dog is hilarious.
Don't you ever dare think about coming in.
He's trying to cut us off.
He's trying to cut us off.
You feel better now?
Rajta van a kamerán. Félármi!
Ouch.
No
What
way.
in the actual hell? No.
I'm crying. His little legs.
So C9.
It's a waste of money. Just tap the glass.
Take that.
Oh my god.
Marciurinade. Arată.
What's a mouse, for Christ's sake?
I was going to say, wasn't it just a teeny tiny mouse?
Right.
Ow, ow, ow,
No. Oh, mein auf.
Buona fiata!
Oh my god,
This is amazing!
crazy! This is crazy!
Come on, let's go outside. Okay, but wait a minute. First of all,
I hope that was her phone falling and not her and the phone.
Agreed.
wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Hold
The
on.
dog
Come on,
said
let's
nope.
go outside. Come on your bed. Let's go outside. Okay, but first you gotta tell me what happened here.
We ain't having it. I think that woman was unhappy. I don't know. This is a guess.
I think she thought she was entitled.
Oh, that was definitely a Karen. What's she been drinking? I don't know. I definitely don't. Yeah, Sarah Boone. Thank you, Cap.
Oh.
Thank you to you.
Oh!
And dance, and dance, and dance, and dance. Ah. She's gonna the mailbox.
Now put your other foot. Put your other foot. And then now go. Oh,
Oh, hell no! That set me up.
I always wanted to try these things out.
Watch.
So these guys, these two right here that are driving these, they're from here where I live. They started, it's called the Mahoning Valley Northeast Ohio Dukes. They go out to different places. This is actually here in Ohio. There's Summit Racing sign right there. And they do these shows where like they used to be the like the Dukes used to do. They jump that car all the time and stuff like that. And then they rebuild. These guys, their garage, it's in an area like I used to drive past all the time, and Caden's been there a few times. Their garage has like 35 different versions of the generally all beat up, banged up, smashed up, and they just keep doing it again and again, rebuilding them and doing it again and again. That's all they do. It's hilarious. It's kind of cool because you get to see the cars and stuff if you were a Dukes of Hazzard fan. But
Yeah.
yep, that's the one, Molly. The Black Witch Moth. Those things are creepy as hell. They're huge too.
Oh! 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 Happy birthday to you.
Come on, Chris, let's do it. Come on.
Ow.
Spread it out all the way out.
Michael, what the were you thinking?
You think I did that on purpose?
Like... Aduh.
There she is.
Yep.
12:39. Holy crap, they were set and they got pushed.
Oh my God.
Whoa!
Okay.
Yeah. Here, I don't know why this. Oh, look at this guy. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Loosen the legs, loosen the legs. Oh!
Move.
Oops. Ow. Oh, well, the
He's
boat was in a
mad.
hurry.
What the hell?
Oh, must have got too close to the ditch or something. Yep.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Imagine
I saw.
explaining your
Down, jump.
Oops.
Why are you driving down the sidewalk? Oh, the car's just taking off without
He
him.
didn't put the van in park.
Whoop. I understand. Mm.
Ow.
Ow.
At least the baby's okay.
Yeah. Careful. Grandma don't want to break a hip. There's me and Ghost. Serious.
You've explained that before, yes. Oops. Damn.
Ow.
Oh God, that hurt.
Gotta let go of that hand. Richie, stop recording me.
I knew that was coming.
Yep.
Morning, stupid.
That actually kind of startled me.
I don't want to get to you.
Oh man.
You so guys. Mommy, where have you been? We have been running. Oh my goodness.
We'll adjust.
Should I adjust?
Yeah.
Needs adjust.
Adjust. He said, all right, bet. Oh my god. Oh my god. He just smacked the control. Hey, we're good. It's okay.
It's not okay.
Ay, si esta mierda lo criaron por no perder la leche nomás. Mira. Cagado la sí. Ay.
That's Mikey. Oh, you're dumb. Now. Like I said. What the hell?
¿Ahí te vas a quedar? ¿Ahí te quedas? Bueno.
Apple iPad, you there? Apple iPad. Apple, I don't need iPad, man.
All right, everybody. I think of that. Oh, wait, no, I got no more. I'm sorry. All right. Well, yeah, this is that moth, by the way. That I was talking about that was in that video, and the one that hit me in the side of the head too. Guys, it's like the size of a shoe. It's big.
That's freaky.
Yeah, it's monstrous, and they're scary looking. Look at it. You can tell by how big it is. Look at the background.
It's not scary looking.
Oh, I think it is. I think it's creepy.
You're nuts if you think that's beautiful. Look at it. It's like this big. I thought it was a bird.
Just a moth.
That's the size of a bird.
I bet it could
But
eat
it's
a
just a
tomato.
moth.
It could probably
It's not
eat a
like
bird.
Yeah. I bet it
Look,
eats
a moth is supposed to be like this big, okay? Not this big.
monarchs are not that big.
It looked
They're
like
this
that's
big.
what I thought it was a bat the night that it hit me because it was that big, and then I watched it land on the window in front of me. I was like, "Oh hell, that thing touched me!" What? No, no. It is caca.
What is it? A witch moth?
Black witch moth. Yes.
I'm gonna research this, dude.
I
This
don't
thing.
want any of them.
I don't want nothing to do with it neither. It's Disturb Ben. Disturb Ben.
Never seen one.
Well, you don't want to either.
Sure, I do. I love moths. They're beautiful.
No, moths are gross, and they're
How are
irritating.
they gross? See, this one's purple and black.
They're bugs. The colors are pretty in some senses, but that's butterflies, not moths. So let's see. Molly sent this over. Let's see what we got here.
She don't like Pepsi as much as sweet tea. Is that yucky?
So it's stupid.
Not what I thought it would be, but I think I like it.
You want some more? She ain't nice.
You good?
Probably not good for her.
It's like you got the whole cup, Mama. Hi.
How are they? Okay, so this says that they originate ranging from Brazil to the Caribbean and the southernmost portions of Florida and Texas. So how are they in Ohio? I think you're crazy.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you, it's something that looked just like that hit me in the side of the head and stuck to the
And
house.
it probably was an actual bat then. I
No,
believe that over this.
it didn't make any noise. It looked like a moth.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Cool, Molly. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today for the morning show. And like I said, just give me a little time here, and we're gonna be jumping back in and covering the trial for Leilani. She didn't like Pepsi. She wanted tea. Gotcha. Thank you, Molly.
It's only got a wingspan of 7 inches, up to 7 inches.
Only on a moth, 7 inches. That's not abnormal to you at all. Told you it's like a shoe. Anyway,
I want to see one now.
I'll go look. Google it.
I am Googling, but I mean, I want to see like an actual one.
No, you don't.
Because you don't get like the perception of how big they actually are.
You will when it touches the side of your head and you don't want it to. I was just sitting there minding my own business, smoking a cigarette. It was just become nighttime. We're sitting there talking, and this thing goes. I look up and I seen it. I thought it was a bat. That's how big it was. And I went, what the hell? And it sticks to the window. And I went, ew, no. It was this big wingspan. It was huge, guys.
Says it is native to Central America and Mexico, but migrates north in late spring. It is attracted to bright lights and feeds on overripe fruit at night. You got any overripe fruit in your garden?
I have nothing but black blash. I told you guys before, the whole corner, the whole one's right side of my property is nothing but blackberry and raspberry bushes.
Oh yeah.
And it was nighttime, and there was a
It's
bright light on the
harmless, and
porch.
it doesn't bite, it doesn't sting, or carry any unknown diseases.
Right. It touched me. It touched me.
Oh my gosh, you crack me up.
It touched me.
All right. Close your show. I'll quit messing with you.
You turn off my door.
Hold
For
on.
today.
This is the last one. This is kind of funny. And we'll close it out with this.
Get your tongue off my door.
I'm gonna go all over the door.
Get it off my door. Next.
Yeah.
Get your tongue. Get it off my door. Next. Next. Get your tongue off my door. Thank you.
Yeah. You gonna let me in the house or I'm gonna keep doing it?
Stop it.
I'll keep doing it.
Stop it. Next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop licking my door. Stop.
Yeah.
Next. Stop licking it. Stop it.
Let me in the house.
And let's not scratching it. That's worse.
Let me in the house, lady. Let me in the house. You better let me in the house right now.
That was funny.
That was
too funny. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you both for joining me today. As always, great show. Appreciate you both very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you
Like I
for
said,
having
we're
me
gonna-
up here.
Always. Thank you for having me up here. How about that? We're gonna take it. I'm gonna take just a slight break, and then I will be back, and we will be tuning in for the trial, the monsters trial today, and seeing what comes from today. And for those of you that are interested, please join me. I appreciate you very much. Other than that, I will see you guys very soon. Don't forget to love yourselves and love each other. Don't change anything about yourselves, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. If I don't see you, Mama Bear and Doodle, thank you again very much. Love you guys to death. I appreciate it. And I will see everybody very, very soon. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye, guys. See you later. Love y'all.
Take care.
Life's a journey, let's make every moment shine. Together we share our hearts so intertwined. Each time you tune in, we're dancing in sync. With every story told, just let your soul think. A little laughter, some love, we're flying high. As we wrap up this episode, it's not goodbye. News on the airwaves, spreading joy and cheer. Thanks for being with us, we'll see you right here. Kick back, take a breath, leave your worries behind. This podcast is magic, a treasure you'll find. With every moment shared, we light up the way. Join us next time for more laughs and play. A little laughter, some love, we're flying high. As we wrap up this episode, it's not goodbye. News on the airwaves, spreading joy and cheer. Thanks for being with us, we'll see you right here. Kick back, take a breath, leave your worries behind. This podcast is magic, a treasure you'll find. With every moment shared, we light up the way. Join us next time for more laughs and play. So hit that subscribe, keep the vibe alive. We're riding this wave and it's set to thrive. With smiles all around, let's seize the day. In this podcast family, worries drift away. A little laughter, some love, we're flying high. As we wrap up this episode, it's not goodbye. News on the airwaves, spreading joy and cheer. Thanks for being with us, we'll see you right here. So gather round friends, it's time to reflect. In this joyful moment, what's next to connect? Let's cherish the laughter, the joy that we spread. Together we'll thrive until our hearts are fed. See you next time with stories anew. Can't wait to share more with all of you. So hit that subscribe, keep the vibe alive. We're riding this wave and it's set to thrive with smiles all around. Let's seize the day. In this podcast family, worries drift away. So hit that subscribe